We live, yeah? We actually live, YouTube? YouTube, are you actually live? YouTube, are you actually live? Please, can someone confirm we're live? People, deluded, I'm back again. I swear down, it's all a mad thing for as an Arsenal fan, bro. It's like, what? Sunday, I watched my team lose. I couldn't play for AFC Edmonton because I'm serving a ban and I'm probably out of the club. Now I see I'm trying to come and share my pain and talk through you guys. In relation to Arsenal, YouTube won't even let me do that. I thought the servers were going to be down. This is why I tell you, lot, make sure you're subscribed to me over on Twitch, Deluded187, because if YouTube ever decide to stop the bag and stop this platform, we need to keep going. I hope you're all well and safe. As I would like to say, I'd like to first and foremost, on YouTube's behalf, apologize to you lot. People, again, I'm sorry. You know, I tried to come through early. You know, I'm a bit annoyed because I was looking at the engagement levels. I was seeing you lot talking in the group, in the live chat. I saw around 45 people or so already in here. Now there's 30 odd. You know, I feel a bit like I've been done dirty in that regards, people. But what can I say? We just have to move forward, man. We just have to keep moving with what we're doing. Please make sure you're hitting the like button in early doors, man. Please make sure you're hitting the like button. Big up yourselves as well. And once again, I apologize for all of that stuff. Hopefully a lot of you are filtering through from the live stream I previously hit. Please, can you hit the like button, people? Every like means I'm more likely to be shown up in somebody's recommended. And I had it planned to a T what I was going to speak about, and I still have it planned to a T what I'm going to speak about. But I'm not going to lie, I've been thrown off course, but you have to be adaptable. You have to keep going. You know, you have to do what you need to do. Where's my manners? Apologies, people. Let me just find my notes again. I'm a bit all over the place. I've actually, prepared myself well, but YouTube done me dirty. As I've just said, I've had to put the tags in again, which is why I'd like to say sorry. I know I said I was going at 12:45, but had to put the tags in, had to do the description. There's a lot of things you lot don't necessarily see. Bare things that are not hard, but they're long. So I'd apologize. Two apologies due to you lot. Big up yourselves. I hope you're all doing well and safe. Big up Mohammed. Thank you very much for being the first in. You said, is this the real one? Yeah, it's the real one. The last one was the real one. You see, this is why I get annoyed at YouTube, because people start thinking I'm done something dirty or I've done you guys dirty and whatnot, people. When that's not the case, as you lot know, I say a time, I like to try stick to it. Big up the 126 people locked in. Please make sure you're hitting the like button. It doesn't cost a thing. It really doesn't. You know, they say the best thing in life are free. Hope you're doing well and safe, Omar. Big up yourself, Hamid. Jack saying 29 subs this week. 30 was the goal for the end of the season. Can we get to 30K before the end of the year? I'm not too sure it can be done, but where there's a will, there's a way, man. Let's keep going, man. Big up yourselves. Afternoon Stylish. Big up the YouTube members. Please take out the memberships. Freedom has said, keep it up, bro. I will do. I will do. As Emmanuel is saying, Google servers were down worldwide, guys. Hopefully things should be good now. Hopefully it doesn't get cut out. And it made me think, imagine I started at 11:30, the time I originally wanted to start my live stream. I probably would have been cut off midstream. So it's they done me a bit dirty. Thank you very much for you lot being understanding, man. Hey, Saeed. We're going to get into Tierney and Gabriel and Saka in particular for me, because they're 3 or 4 of them many names I've said that 18 months ago, 2 years ago, were not in the first team picture at Arsenal. So why am I getting and understanding what Arsenal is all about from people that ain't been here for a long time? Pick up everybody in the comments, man. You know, it had a temporary crash. Emmanuel, I know it's not my fault, but I take it personally because I feel like I'm letting you down. I know a lot of you look forward to this and whatnot. Thank you, man. I know it's beyond my control, man. But still, nonetheless, big up yourself, Dalian, as well. You know, you're a United fan, you got nothing to do with Arsenal, but you're always supporting the team. I really appreciate that. As he said, hit the like button, hit the like button. Like my Northwest Tug M has said, big up everybody locked inside. Let's go. Big up the Twitch gang. Twitch, never think I underappreciate you guys. Ronnie saying keep it 100. You know, Justin is saying, hey, YouTube bottling up like Arsenal. Yeah, man. Let's get into it now, man. Let's get into it. They can't stop the realness. Now, for me, people, first and foremost, let's address the elephant in the room now, yeah? What do you mean there's no audio? No audio? Bro, people, can you not hear me? Can you hear me? Please don't start this problem business now. Is there audio, people? Because I'm pretty sure my audio is fine and working safe. Is there audio, folks? You lot are going to make me delay up my thing, man. YouTube can fight you. All right, cool. Because that's all right, cool. So that's a personal problem. Apologies, that's a personal problem. Hopefully you get through that. Apologies. I have to wait, man. Gene, I big up yourself as well. For me, how dare these players? For me, let's get into it. I'm sure you've all saw the rumors, and I'll go over it at the end of my little rant. For those who don't, but the facts are, you're seeing little things coming out the club in relation to Arteta. In relation to the players aren't happy with his coaching, the players are this, the players are that, and the other. First and foremost, we're gonna get through it. We got a long stream, people. We got a long stream. Yeah. Arteta has some things he's accountable for, but first and foremost, what I'm not gonna take here is players throwing men under the bus. That's not what we do at football clubs. That's not what you do at Arsenal Football Club if we're supposed to be doing what we're supposed to be doing. Losers blame people, winners take accountability, and I think that reflects the squad. They're not taking accountability. They did this under Unai Emery. The minute Emery came in, what did you hear? Oh, it's great. It's great. He tells us everything. We know what we need to do now. Cool. And again, like Arteta, I'm not saying Emery is perfect. He's got his own question marks. But down the line, you start hearing, they're not happy with his tactics. They're down in tools. They're doing all of this. Prima donnas. As much as I feel the one constant is Kroenke, and Kroenke needs to go, some of you have played under different managers and you've still been doing the same nonsense. Some of you should look at Gabriel, Tierney, and Bukayo Saka in particular, and even Partey in the little bits he's been involved. Should feel ashamed of yourselves. Should feel ashamed. Bukayo Saka's not been in the team 5 minutes and he knows what it means to be an Arsenal player. We're already talking about Gabriel and Tierney being captains, and that's fantastic on both of them and reflects their ability. But why is it we're seeing all the values there? You would think they're the players that have been at Arsenal 10 plus years. You'd have thought they're some of the players that have been here under Arsene Wenger and things like that. It's an effing disgrace, and I will not accept that because that's hiding behind, man. Like I said, winners take accountability, losers blame. And I'd look around every member of that 25-man squad. Can you say you've given your all? Can you say you've played well? Can you say you've consistently played to your best of abilities? No, you can't. So stop blaming other people and first and foremost fix it among yourself. If every player in this team took accountability for how they're moving and their own inconsistencies, would get somewhere, because as much as I feel Arteta is to blame for several things, I'm not seeing a DNA. You can't just sit here and blame it. And that's what I hate about this club. Players, they got to hide behind Emery, hide behind Wenger, hide behind other players who are scapegoats and things, and not stand up to be counted. It's too costly. There's too much lip service at this club, talking in the wrong things, showing fight in the wrong aspects. When it comes to actually needing to do this thing, you don't want to do it. You're telling me you're fighting your friends, you're fighting your teammates, your brothers that you're meant to be in arms with. Why are you not showing that fight on the football field? Way before you talk about the manager. What kind of nonsense are we on about? The manager has to take blame. Ultimately, a team is a reflection of the manager. And the lack of fight, the indiscipline with all of these red cards, I know some have been down to VAR. Arteta has to soldier it either because of what he's doing or a lack of what he's doing. I'm not going to accept that because some of you players have not played in the joined this club to talk about playing Champions League, not played in it. Some of you were here when we were at the Champions League and you've not taken any accountability. Do you not think anything is your fault? I always talk about building legacies, creating legacies. Just and all of these things. These players you're creating negative legacies. You're being consistently inconsistent, and we're gonna get into it. But how many statistics are you seeing? Burnley, first time they won since what they, Leicester the same. I'm missing a team out. Wolves the same. Worst start to the season. Every week it's the worst start to the season according to a next year. You're being part of negative histories. You're creating negative legacies. Your names are going to be etched among that for life. Every time you go out on a football field, you should be trying to leave your own legacy. You should be leaving it all there. And too many players pretend. I don't care about how much they earn, I don't care about all of that stuff. It's just too complacent here. You don't know what it means. You don't give your life. Anytime we play any team that looks like a football team, we're moving mad. We're getting destroyed, and the players are giving lip service, really lip service. Like I said, simply put, a fetish for failure. It's crazy. Too much lip service, and I find it poor. I find it poor. Any players, especially these experienced players who have played under managers and stuff, any of them that are turning players against the manager or turning the players themselves, F off out my football club. Because whether you want to stay here or not, there's a thing about integrity. We know these players ain't got heart, they ain't got desire, they ain't got hunger. But one thing is loyalty and integrity. Some of you players, Look at, and I'm not, again, I don't know who this mole is. Arteta's apparently said he will get to this mole and find out who the mole of this football club is and get to the rest of it, and get to the end of it and destroy them. That mole's probably still come out and said, you look at the team, yeah, let's look at everything that's going on. You know, you're seeing the indirect certain young players are making. You're seeing agents of players come out and talk. I'm not saying the players are telling these agents to speak, but agents, they're not going to speak unless you sanction it, or they're going to brief you. And sometimes there's going to be occasion where obviously players get their little words out to plans to through their agents. You know, I'm not saying Aubameyang's doing it, but his agent was talking about lack of creativity and indirecting. You know, they talk about it themselves. David Luiz and his agent, and we all know, you know, Luiz has got the Kaya Jarupkins and things. It's a dangerous game we're playing, and this is why you shouldn't be getting into bed with agents. This is why players need the integrity. It's too cozy. Why am I hearing David Luiz and Willian's name in everything apart from the football field? You know, you couldn't go on and do this thing at Chelsea. You've come here and taken a piss. You know, you are turning on Arteta. Now, a promise is a comfort to a fool, and I think in life nobody owes no one nothing. But David Luiz, you had good and bad moments as a footballer, yeah, at Arsenal. The one man that was saying to give you a new deal when we was looking all baffled at that, Mikel Arteta. Granit Xhaka, you know, when you got that red card, once again, you know, this is why you're not captain, probably why I'm not captain of AFC Edmonton anymore either. But this is why you're not captain, because you have not put the collective ahead of your own personal goals. For what? You're pushing, man, and all these things for what? That's what the Burnley lad wanted. You know, Burnley went up to Lancaster laughing, like, look at that Xhaka idiot. I got him sent off. We got 3 points. Now let's go watch AFTV and Deluded and all of these things and go and laugh. Gamesmanship. Xhaka's been around the block enough times to stop making these mistakes. It's a choice. Stop being so effing hard-headed. I like the hunger, but channel it. You know, channel it, because you put your team at a disadvantage. Simple as that. You know, you didn't put the collective ahead of your own personal gain. If you did, you would have kept your head in check. Now you obviously got sent off and made it harder. Now, I don't necessarily rate Mikel Arteta for how I think, you know, I'm not saying I wanted Xhaka digging out. I'm not saying he should have, but it seemed like the energy was very different when Pepe got sent off. You know, call a spade a spade. Wrong is wrong for everybody. Like I said, Arteta's not faultless in this thing, but I can't take hiding. I can't take hiding behind a manager. Like I said with Xhaka, the world was saying to come out this football club. The one man who's millions of fans all over the world, thousands in this country were saying, Xhaka, bust out. We've got to leave. The one man whose decision it was, who he was coming into this job knew, said you're staying. And you're going to go and do that. And you're going to keep putting in these disgraceful performances. That you owe that man your life. You would not be playing Premier League if you're there. Go out and show it. Go fight for your manager. You know, Willian the same. Everybody's getting onto you. Now, of course, obviously, Hector Bellerin as well with his inconsistencies, a lot of talking off the field. That's the thing with me about this football club. Everyone, players, management, everyone just doing too much chatting. I want to see chatting on the football field. I want to see fight on the football field. Bust-ups and all these things. I don't mind bust-ups. It shows me that you care. But when I hear these consistent things, it tells me you're not together, you're not brothers in arms. It tells me there's too much egos. I don't mind egos. Sol Campbell had an ego. Patrick Vieira had an ego. Thierry Henry had an ego. Perez had an ego. But what could Lehman had an ego, to the point where him and Sol Campbell are trying to fight each other when we've won the league at White Hart Lane. But why is that? Because of the collective. Lehman doesn't just want a clean sheet because it makes him look as a good player. He wants the result of that week to be reflected on that football field. You know, Sol Campbell the same. There's too many players that are hiding. When the sun's shining and we're doing these little underdog things in the FA Cup, everyone's about. But when people are hiding, I see some man standing up to be counted. I see a 19-year-old. I see a 23-year-old who's just come from Celtic in Scotland and been at the club 2 minutes. I see Gabriel. You know, I don't even know if Gabriel can even speak the language properly yet, but he's showing me more fight. I'd rather listen to him than you lot. I'd rather give him the captaincy than Xhaka. Hector Bellerin, you've been here from 18 years of age. You're turning 26. You've won how many FA Cups? You know, and I'm saying I'd rather give it to Gabriel. That would make me feel sick. You lot don't have pride in your performance. Forget talking about the club and the fans and the manager. You don't have pride in yourselves. You don't. So when I'm hearing these stories about you're conspiring and you've got question marks over his management, it's a joke. Because you said this over other people. Now Arteta has to soldier some of the blame, of course, people, because at the end of the day, he's picking, man. Like I said, them players don't owe no one nothing. For me, I don't get the sense of urgency from Mikel Arteta. And what I mean by that is a sense of purpose. Big up everybody in the comments. Please make sure you're hitting the like button. What are what I don't like is a sense of urgency. You know, everyone that wants to achieve a goal in life, you've got urgency, you've got consistency with it. Like, obviously, let's look at Deluded. I want to grow my channel, so you see my face every day. You see certain consistencies. You see a sense of purpose. You admire the work rate and things like that. I don't want to be praised for that, because that's the minimum. That's the minimum I want. You know, that's the minimum you have to do to achieve. But at the same time, I'm not saying Arteta's not working. I don't get the sense of urgency. If I was in a new role where Wenger's left, Emery experience died, you're gonna live up. Big up my guy Curtis Shaw TV. Big up my guy Curtis. Make sure you're subscribed to the guy. Scored a hat trick yesterday against for his team. But like I was saying before I started waffling about Curtis, like, listen, it's about I don't get the sense of urgency from Arteta. Like I said, if you know the magnitude of this job, if you know that, you know, you're going to live or die by your reputation, I don't think whether your success or failure at Arsenal is going to make or break your managerial career. But this is, you've jumped heads first in this thing. You know, I don't get the sense of, okay, I'm trying to fix it. Because if you was trying to have urgency, and like I said, you wouldn't persist with Bellerin, experienced player letting you down. Xhaka, experienced player letting you down. Willian, experienced player letting you down. And I hear what people are saying in that, you know, he has to work with what he has. There is a degree. And I know they're not his players, but he could have marginalized Xhaka. He's chosen to bring Xhaka back in. He's chosen to retain faith in Bellerin and keep giving us lip service about Cedric and Maitland-Niles. He's chosen to play certain man, you know, and he can't, at this point, I'm vexed at the players, but they're not picking themselves. For me, that tells me there's not really any pressure, because if I'm under pressure and I want to get back to results and I look at our current run of games, I'm not going to have time for the play thing. The play thing is these same players that are week in, week out starting and doing the same thing. I'm going to try something different. If the next man thrown in, he doesn't do his job, come out the team. And this for me is telling me, you know, Arteta don't know his best 11. You know, the squad is probably thinking some of what he's doing is shaky, as they should. Arteta should question himself, you know. Pep Guardiola at Barca questioned himself. I'm sure Jurgen Klopp at Liverpool questioned himself. It's about having self-awareness and learning from mistakes. I don't think Arteta is learning from his mistakes enough. I think we're asking more questions than he's providing answers. Last year it was the other way around, sort of thing. You know, so he's not helping himself. I want to back Arteta. I'm of the first. I actually would rather Arteta, many of these players leaving Arteta to stay. I would rather see Arteta with a new bunch of players. But you're not showing me a system to say that. Get your own players and you do this. I don't see no blueprint. You know, whatever I say about these players, and like I said, accountability. If I'm any of these players and I'm in poor form, it's because of me. It's not because of this system and the manager and all of this. I'm not scoring goals because of me. I'm not keeping clean sheets because of me. I'm not playing well at right back because of me. Accountability. I don't think these men have accountability. I don't think they crave to be better. I think the manager is trying too much and retaining faith. Like, I don't necessarily agree with playing a bunch of kids. I don't agree with playing Haaland week in, week out. It's a toxic environment. The manager isn't really showing me something to say he knows how to really guide them right now. And fans, let's be honest, some fans have to take responsibility. Some fans can behave very hypocritical. They'll bang on about these kids, they start, and then they'll get onto them. I'm not talking about constructive criticism. I'm talking purely about keeping it balanced. But at least these young kids have a point to prove. You know, I think Balogun should have been on the bench against Burnley. You know, I think Nelson, if he was fit, he should have started. I think Maitland-Niles should have played at right back or central midfield. I think experienced players like Cedric should have got a look in. I'm not saying these men are amazing. I just don't get it. When I hear talk of non-negotiables, you've got to do it in training. You've got to show consistency. It feels like there's one rule for one couple players here and the next rule for others. And as much as I feel Arteta's shown good examples of game management, I think he's been man management, apologies. I think he's been a bit shaky, you know. Again, I don't advocate digging a man out, because regardless of Xhaka's red card, and I'm not excusing it, did we do enough to get 3 points? Take away the red card. Yes, it impacted the game. Like against when we drew against Leeds. Did we do enough prior or after to do anything to get the game? No, we didn't. We're 11 players. And like I said, it's the same 3 names 9 times out of 10 that are playing all right, which one tells the problem. But I felt the energy is different when talking about Xhaka post-game to people like Pepe. I don't understand what's going on with Saliba. You had the Ozil thing. There's now rumours of David Luiz feeling a sort of way. We've had the Guendouzi business. You've had the Ceballos business. Like I said, I feel the players are just prima donnas and stuff, but we've got to look at the dynamics. It's football. When you've got people, imagine this. We've all played football. I'm not going to lie. I don't want to do my team dirty, but there's been times with management, me at AFC Edmonton and us, we've been sitting there and been like, yo, why has he done that? Why is he bringing him on? Why is he playing him there? And this creates discontent. So imagine you're Aubameyang, like, boy, I believe in you, man, sign a new deal, but you're making me play left wing and I'm not scoring goals. Saliba's coming like, yo, brothers, I'm not really playing, you know. He's saying to Aubameyang, why not playing? It's probably the same reason I'm not getting any goals. You got also like, bro, I don't know what this brother's on. You know, he was playing me last year, now he's not. You got Pepe, like he's playing this Willian brother ahead of me. I'm not doing anything. You got a bag of young players like that. You've got apparently David Luiz and him don't even speak. You turn eye to eye. You can tell how that, you know, player power is very important. You know, I don't advocate, but you can see how man can quickly turn in this thing. You see what I'm saying? You can see how if Bear Man have inconsistencies and they're looking a bit sideways, where's the allegiances? Because that's where Arteta, I think, done himself dirty. He's tried to keep the experienced players on side, and he even heard the players were vexed with how he treated Pepe, but he's tried to keep the experienced players on side, and it seems like they're turning based on media reports, and they're not putting in performances. So for me, I'm being told there's no allegiances, because if I'm riding for someone, I'm riding for them, whether I'm playing good or not. Man can't say I'm leaving this field without giving anything less than 100. I don't see that with next man. You know, you've created discontent among your experienced players. You've got a young man in Saliba. You don't know really what's going on. You know, it doesn't help. So you're not getting backed by the experienced players. You're not really looking at these young players and saying, yo, boy, they're young and impressionable. Let me try and make my mark on them rather than these experienced damaged goods. Because look at Saka. Saka still, obviously, I'm not saying he has to talk bad on Emre because he shouldn't. He gave an opportunity. But Saka was riding to Emre. At least Emre had a little bit of allegiances, you know. Guendouzi was doing his nonsense, but was doing a certain way. With you know, the comment, Arteta is a novice. You know, he is learning. He is going to make mistakes, and that's where I get at the board, because we've been steady in free flow, and nobody's done anything. You know, whether Arteta leaves tomorrow and the next man comes into this job, we're going to be in the same thing. We're gonna see the same little, like Arteta, like Emre. We're gonna see the same little bounce in performance. We're gonna see the same little uptake. The players are gonna still come out here and say, "Yo, we played good," and the manager's saying this and that and the third, and we're gonna think it's wavy. And then somewhere down the line, the motions are going to start to unravel, and you're going to start to see the nonsense that we've been doing. They always do it. And this is why I say you can't just blame the management, the players, or even the owners. We've got an owner that doesn't give a fuck about this football club. We've got a board who are incompetent and cannot work within the context to say, well, we ain't got no money. Let's do the scouting thing properly, or let's do this. And as much as I get onto the board, they're begging for money for Partey. So it has a knock-on effect, you know, on those players and on Arteta, sorry. For me, in relation to Arteta, the very things he can control, he's not controlling them well enough. First and foremost, system and DNA. Second and foremost, playing players that are not respecting. You're under pressure. And this is why I don't think there's pressure on his job, because for me, if you want to get results, if there's real pressure, if you are tired of losing, bro, you try something different. It's insanity doing the same things again and again, playing the same man again and again. It's not going to change anything because they don't care. I'm not saying they want to go out and lose, but they don't care. It don't mean nothing to them. It don't. That's all fans want to see. 100%. Nothing else. Nothing else than that. Big up Lucas with the super chat. Love you, DG. Tough times. I think Arteta wants these balls out and they know it. But even that, Arteta's got to be smarter with it. I think they know it as well. But he's got to be smarter with it. You got to know how to keep men on side. Like I said, player power is a great thing. And he's shown with reintegrating people back into the team. Like, listen, I'm not going to... This is why I think people lack balance, because man are now saying he never spent this on Saliba and Pepe. He never done this with Xhaka. He never bought Xhaka. He never brought Mustafi. But who revived Xhaka? Who brought Mustafi back into the lineup? You know, when we heard you can work with Sane and Sterling, why can't you get a tune out of Pepe? I'm not saying Pepe doesn't need any accountability. Why can't you teach Bellerin? In fact, he might have taught him because he didn't give a foul throwaway. You know, who knows? It's a collection of errors. The players get away with a lot. Because if I'm looking at it from a player's perspective, you know, based on the pressure of Arteta in these next 2 games and the run to the end of the year, and like I said, he might have a tough week and he might not even make it into the new year if we continue like this. Yeah, they're probably saying, well, I've survived Wenger, I've survived Emery, survived the brief little period on the Lombard. You know, I'm contracted for another year or 2 at least. It's what it is, isn't it? And that's where Arteta's let himself down in that. You know, he's not really, you look around, you don't really see anyone that's riding from, apart from Gabriel, Tierney, and Saka and Partey, you know. Like I said, I want Tierney to become captain, you know. But at the same time, I shouldn't be able to easily pick out Tierney as a captain, you know. 23 years, I shouldn't be easy to say it because he understands it more than man I've been this club, you know. Gabriel gets it more, Partey gets it more, Saka gets it more, and that's why I give these guys more slack, because they're talking in the right ways. Look how Tierney's coming out and speaking as well, people. Like I said, lip service, you know. Fundamentally, there's too much lip service, you know. Too much lip service on what Arteta can control. The lack of goals are Arteta's fault. Like I said, players need to fix up, but we're crossing the ball aimlessly. Bro, we have crossed against 3 well-engined defensive sides. I know Burnley are not in form, but why would you're laughing if you try and cross against Burnley? You're laughing. If you put aerial threats against Wolves with Conor Cody and these sort of man, you're laughing. If you do that against a Jose Mourinho Spurs, you're laughing. So these crossing things tells me there's no ideas. I'm not seeing a blueprint. There's no excuses. You can't say, you can't sit here and excuse Arteta. Like I said, I'm more onto the. If I had to give anybody a chance, it's Arteta. The board done with me. Players, apart from a couple of them, done with me. Arteta, question marks, but I'd give him time. But at the same time, you're not showing me nothing, brother. You're not showing me nothing. I want to see a system. And I think fans would have more slack if we was losing these games, but if we was losing these games and it weren't banging for us and it was tough and it was hard, but we could see a system. We could see, it's not happening now, but we're doing the right thing sort of thing. You can't see that. I'm looking around. People are in free flow. I'm not seeing anything, They're saying they have big up Tierney and Gabriel. When their man talk, I don't think it's lip service because I'm seeing man that try. But we shouldn't. Why do we keep sitting there saying the same 3-4 names? Why? Or the same 7 names max out of 25 man in that squad? It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. It doesn't make sense. Like, big up everyone in the comments. I haven't been showing you lot too much love. Please make sure you hit the like button. Man said this daily duppy thing. Thank you very much. If I have hit 29,000 subscribers, let's target 30. You lot can do your bit by hitting the like button. It doesn't take anything. Would I rather Oli or Arteta? I'd rather the man that claimed us in FA Cup. Let's not get recency biased. But at the same time, that doesn't mean I've got allegiances to Arteta. Arteta's not my boy. Arteta's not my guy. I don't know him from nowhere. He's not a legend. I have allegiances to my football club, but we can't keep. I'm not saying this to say Arteta should stay, but we sack him tomorrow. Then what? The new manager comes in, you see a bounce. We say he needs his own players. We're told there's a war chest. Then what? We need to go at the people at the top because there's going to be different man in this position saying the same things. Now, I'm not going to lie. Looking at Arteta, it's looking like you called up, you brought your laptop to your house and you said, yo, I've got Arsenal job application. Can you help me? Pep's probably done it. But when you're trying to get a job at Sainsbury's or something and your boy's got a job there and he knows how to answer them algorithm questions. That's what it's looking like with Arteta. Fully. You don't become a bad manager overnight. But this is why I told you lot to be easy with labeling him as the Messiah and things. I told you, look, the honeymoon period is gonna be over. There's gonna be a time when you're gonna look at what he's doing, And again, you have to say, are the players motivated in training? Because again, I'm sure none of these players. You've got to adapt to your players. Big up Curtis Shaw because he made a great point on his channel with this. You've got to adapt to your players. You ain't got a Giroud. You ain't got man that are good in the air. So what are we crossing it for? And if you're gonna cross it, where's the movement? That is the system and the coaching. You can't just absorb Arteta, and this is what annoys me about the modern day football fan. You're either the manager in, the manager out, the players this, the players that, owner that. Why can't we look at this thing with some balance? Why, people? Why? Big up, Piss. Thank you very much for the super chat, man. Hopefully I can get to 30,000 with real guys like you. Why not, man? Thank you very much for that. This is what I'm saying, Adam. This is why I'm onto Arteta, because Arteta set himself some very high standards. Like I said last year, I was hoping that I didn't expect to win FA Cup. Not that it's Champions League, but I didn't expect to win that. I just thought, you know what, Arteta, you got a free hit. Try pattern up what you can pattern up. Try get the fans something. And the fans were riding with it. Arsenal fans are crying for hope. That's why we like these Haaland players. That's why we love Gabriel and Tierney and Saka. That's why, some will be cool with Arteta. That's because they just want hope at the end of the day. Every time, when I look at Leeds, when I look at Burnley yesterday, I'm seeing people that look like a team. I don't know. Arsenal look like a random, bare ringers and that. Like, there was 5 man that are part of this football team. We've got 2 man off the park. This is that brother's cousin. This guy ain't played football for years. This one's come out of jail and he's playing left wing. That's what Arsenal look like. Just a bunch of randomers, literally on the football field. And that's fans are paying too much money on kits and investing in too much emotional currency into this club for nonsense. Like, the things that we can control, we're not getting enough. And like you said, there was a system. We was doing them 17, 18 passes. We was pressing together. The pressing is gone. We look like a well-engined unit. So I thought, you know what, we're going to lock this down. We're going to come into the preseason. Yeah, we know COVID and all of this made preseason disruptive and whatnot. But we would see a DNA. We would see a building block. I don't. I still don't know what going for the middle. And Arteta was a midfielder, two separate types of midfielders in his time. I don't know what it's on. Defensively, we've improved a tiny bit, but again, you look at the goals conceded, you look at the caliber of goals we concede. You look at the goal we can look at the goal we conceded yesterday. Our first from a set piece this season. Fair play. Southampton, they score from set pieces. Southampton score a lot of goals. I think they're up there from outside the area. I've said that with limited resources. So what's going to happen on Wednesday? We're going to allow their players to shoot. We're not going to block it. We know they're good at set pieces, both with Ward-Prowse taking them and people like Vestergaard. We know we've got Danny Ings, a street smart striker. Are they going to learn their lessons? No, because you didn't against Kane. You didn't against Vardy. Unfortunately for Jimenez, he got the knock, but prior, he didn't learn it against Jimenez. You didn't learn it against Ollie Watkins. So when are you going to learn it? Where's the penny going to drop? As much as I think you have to ask questions of Arteta in the system, the penny needs to drop for these players. That's why it's a squad thing. There's 38 Premier League games. There's still 20 odd points. Stop feeling sorry for yourselves. You're 15th, 5 points off the bottom. Stop feeling sorry for yourselves. If you want to do this thing, shut up and actually do it. Like I said, there should be no recovery for this session. No recovery sessions. Get back out there and train. Actually, we heard, analytical data. Did we not hear Arteta does things like they got to do some homework sort of stuff, like some 2 pages on the game and whatnot? What are these guys writing? Are you actually reading it? Because some nonsense is going on. Put them things there through, turn it in, because it's moving mad. It needs fixing. When Arteta speaks of the culture, he speaks of, I think, off the field, when he says things like the culture isn't really there, everyone needs to sing from the same direction. We need the fans on side. I mean, what logical fan is going to disagree with that? But at the same time, like I said, the very things that he can control, he's not controlling them well enough, man. I'd rather have a bounce. I don't think we're going to get relegated, but at the end of the day, we sit 5th, It's 2020, anything can happen. Listen, if you bring in an experienced manager, of course I'd rather the experienced manager, but I still somewhat back Arteta. Like I said, there's question marks. I'm looking at you like, yo, your job's gone. Like I said, no allegiances, but I'm not with sacking him today. If we lose against Southampton, depending on what happens this week, then I'm fully gone. But it's like Emre, he's lost the part. Arteta's lost the part of me. I'm looking at you like, what the hell's going on? But I'm still looking at other variables. And the sad thing is, it's going to fall with the manager regardless. But we're going to keep doing this cycle. We tried the experience thing with Emery. We've now gone for the young, innovative man, It's not going to work. The things that Arteta can control, he's not controlled because it doesn't look good. And he's shown his inexperience by allowing the board or whoever to let him be the folk, like the blame guy. He's doing the Wenger thing. One thing about Emery in indirect ways would say, no, it's not really me. We don't know what's going with the Saliba thing. The Ozil one now. Aubameyang's agent. Ceballos and David Luiz now. You've got whole heap of stuff now. Like it's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. And again, these players keep feeling sorry for themselves. Everybody looks at Arsenal as a free hit. Everybody looks at Arsenal to get their little team bounce, get off the season as a team. Like I said, Burnley are going to come here and they're going to start their season. They're going to start their season. They're going to say, boys, our season starts today. We're going to do what we need to do. And it did, They're getting confidence from that. And I don't know who Burnley are playing in this week and next week, but they can take confidence, Bro, every manager in this world should be stubborn. You should be stubborn. You need a degree of stubbornness, but what you need to do is be able to self-reflect. Have your what makes you a good manager is being incredibly self-aware. You need to be able to take yourself out of a bubble and judge yourself. What am I doing? Because like I said, as much as I feel the players are to blame, is Arteta sitting there sometimes and saying to the players or himself, am I getting this in the right way? Is my communicational channels the best? Did they get my tactics? Should I try another way? Should I try another coach to coach this? And this is why the people you need around you is vital. Absolutely vital. Hit the like button, people. Hit the like button. Bro, Arsenal have been found out. Obviously, when you're a new manager, you're a bit unpredictable. That's why the underdog thing with Arteta was working in these big games. Now they know Arsenal are going to sit back. They ain't got too much to them going forward. They will try and get forward and they'll make mistakes. They're incredibly left-hand centric. Opportunities will come. You've been found out. And that's where I need to see adaptation and evolving. Clearly, in the last few weeks, he's doubled down the hatches and he said, you know what, 4 at the back. Keep crossing the ball. There's light at the end of the tunnel, boys. Keep doing this. And if he thinks that, cool. But if the players don't, That's where the issue is. Now, there's probably, I guarantee under Sir Alex Ferguson, when he took over at United, there's probably times the players lost faith, but he took them over. He took them over the line and they kept going. That's why he needs to make sure these players believe in him. And this is why he needs to make sure he has self-analysis. Because the big thing I said, he needs to learn and learn fast. Last season, it felt like that. This time, it's like there's a fire and he keeps putting his hand in it. If the fire was playing Bellerin, Willian, and Xhaka, I keep mentioning those three names. They're not alone in this together. You know, they're not. It's not 3 versus 11. But we keep putting our hand in the fire and be like, oh, we got burnt. Oh, we got burnt. Oh, I got burnt. Like, it's not making sense. It's not making sense, man. Big up everybody locked in. There's 727 of you. I'm getting slightly more engagement. Please make sure you're hitting the like button, bro. Bro, them algorithm, I'm telling you right now, it's looking like Arteta sat there and said, yo, brother, answer the thing for me. It's looking like that. And you know, when you go for a job interview and you research about the company the day before, you think of little buzzwords to say, that seems like what Arteta's on. It seems like Arsenal is the easiest team to con because you had Emre saying, yo, Mavropanos, Mavropanos, Maitland-Niles, this with the young players, that with the young players. I'm hearing 90 to 100 goals with this, Donny. You know, bear man talk a good game. And I think Arteta keeps showing his inexperience with tactically, he's lost every battle he's lost this season. I don't think it's always, sometimes you lose and you can say it's the players. I feel Arteta's had a hand to play. You know, he lost it against Burnley. Tactically, fair enough, the red card, but tactically he lost it. Definitely lost it against Brendan Rodgers. Definitely lost it against Aston Villa. Definitely lost it against Wolves. Definitely lost it against Spurs. Lack of reaction in game. How the hell is Xhaka? Prior to Xhaka should have been subbed before that red card. And obviously Bellerin. You know, when it became a case of 10 men, you moved Willian inside into the 10, and you said, you know what, Bellerin, you're gonna have to provide the width because Burnley are gonna sit back realistically. Maitland-Niles thing. You know, our right hand side is non-existent. Our right hand side makes me sick. It makes me sick. You've got 2 negative players. Backwards, forward, backwards, forward, backwards, forward. You've got Willian who don't want to take his man on. Bellerin, you saw Bellerin. He's lethargic. He's trying to do the little Bellerin thing he used to do a couple years ago, knock it past the man. He's not getting anywhere. The man historically can't take a throw, giving away needless free kicks. He's complete, like the guy's going nowhere and he's trying to clatter into him, slide tackling, you know, just everything in relation to not being a good player. I just feel, you know, Arteta isn't giving anyone any glimmer of hope, because if there was a system, you know, if there was a system, people could say, you know, F the players. There's a system. One luxury I'll give Emre is there was a system. We just didn't agree with it. We just didn't agree with it. There was a system, though. You know, Emre was, like I said, a lot of people, I'm not saying we should have kept Emre, but Arteta's getting a lot of praise for playing out from the back. Emre was the first guy saying, let's do that, you know. Even when fans, myself, we used to get onto him, he was saying, let's do that. Emre had a system. You know, it might have been mad and weird, and I don't condone it, but he had a system. From day dot, he quickly put a system. Where's your system, Arteta? Because it seems like whatever's happened between the tail end, the end towards last season, and now, I don't understand it. What's happened with Pepe? What's happened with Ozil? The talk around Saliba to now, you know, Aubameyang's agent, as I said, Ceballos, Luiz. You know, every day there's another thing going on in this camp. The Guendouzi things historically. Don't think he has anyone. Can't make excuses. I ain't making no excuses for him. It's just you can't sit here and blame the players. You can't just sit here and blame the management. They're all being duds. They're all being duds. Something is going on behind the scenes, but at the same time, Arteta has to take responsibility. And like you said, Jamie, I don't think it fixes anything. You know, hopefully if we can get a manager with stronger principles and systems, yeah, cool. We'll see what we want to see immediately, but we're going to say the same things when we go through this little negative, because let's be honest, it was coming. Every manager and every team, maybe not to this degree, but you go through a bad patch, it was coming. And this is why you need to see the system. When everything's great, everyone wants to talk, you know, because I was saying this when we got away with it against West Ham, when we turned it away turned it around, apologies, in the second half against, who is it? Sheffield United. And we beat Leicester in the cup, in the Carling Cup. I was saying it then, but what are you called? Negative, moaning. No, I just have balance. You lot get too excited in good moments. You lot get too down in negatives. You lot don't look at things with balance. That's why you're here tweaking and things. Unfortunately for me, I make YouTube vids. Big up yourselves. Please make sure you're all hitting the like button, man. You know, I didn't say the backlash isn't justified. Please apply common sense. Please, one thing you can't do, please don't let your head get hot in my live stream and talk nonsense. Please, we're here for Thingy. Thank you very much for the praise, Danny. Bro, do you know what? Edu's inexperienced as well. Edu, again, was another midfielder. Edu, I'm not seeing you utilize the South American thing. You know, I was hearing you could get the players of tomorrow. You was working at Brazil. Why are you not getting us the players then? Why are you not finding us a little midfielder from Brazil that can do what Arawa does, but is cheaper? Or you don't know a guy who can do something. You're not. Edu is they're all to play him at the top. They just do the lip service thing. Edu, you know, he got rid of bare scouts in line with Tim Lewis, and he said he wants to go through me. So you've opened yourself up for more scrutiny. You within the context of things you can control, like Arteta, Edu hasn't done enough. If you know you only got £10, you know you can't buy certain things. You know you might have to get the shop brand. You might not have to get the prestige things. Let's make let's get more for our £10. We're not doing that. You know, you should really have more than £10 to do your weekly shopping. The cron case, you're having to go beg for money. But this £10 here, go and make me a meal. Go and get us some corned beef and rice and make something. Go get some mackerel. You know, go and get some noodles. Go and make something last. Go and work within the context. But they're not. They're not. And the man at the top is the one that needs to go. Do I know how we get Kroenke out? No, man. Bro, you have to, I don't think we're gonna get relegated, but that's just me going, we're Arsenal. We're not gonna get relegated. You can only go with the mash, 5 points off. It's a Mazzolini. Absolute Mazzolini, man. Big up everybody locked in. Please make sure you hit the like button, people. Please make sure you're hitting the like button. But this is what I hate. You always hear 4 losses in the league, bro. But this is what I hate. You know, let's jump into the statistics, man. Big up the Twitter account Obino as well. He does a very good choice in finding the statistics that really contextualize things, man. My head isn't hot. I'm just getting passionate speaking with you guys. The wickedest thing is I can turn this off. The minute I switch off, I'm going to see what Deluded can do. It's got to the point now where I'm just back to enjoying football, and I'm just here talking about Arsenal with you guys, man. You know, I'm not gonna lie to you. You know, I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you. I was behind it. You know, Arteta made me buy into things, but now that man, they have to win me back. Before I get into the stats, let me recap for those of you who don't know what the hell I'm talking about into Arsenal players. Let me find the article, people. Please make sure you're hitting the like button. Please make sure you're hitting the like button. As you lot know, we've been giving Benfica in the Europa League. I'll be keen to see what Darwin Núñez and them man there, what threat they can pose, and that pen's not working. Arsenal players turning. Apologies, people. And the thing is, Longberg thingy, he warned these people. He warned them. He warned them. He warned them of what they were on. He warned them. He said the attitude isn't there. He said it. I can only find the Telegraph. I swear the Telegraph makes you pay for it. Long story short, man, apparently players have been dismayed over his tactics. There's been question marks over training and the rest of it, my guy. Please just Google that and find it out. Big up everything moving. Big up everyone in the group chat. Please make sure you're hitting the like chat, man. Big up everybody locked in, man. But it is what it is, man. I have said that. That's what I've said. I've literally just said that. I feel anytime we've played a good team tactically, he's lost it. And I think mainly for me, it's the in game. It's the in game. You know, Brendan Rodgers, Dean Smith, Bielsa. Fair enough, Bielsa, man got sent off. Nuno, Jose. You know, for me, it's the in game. I'm having flashbacks of the in game. That's it as well. Even our expected goal. You know, listen, the lack of scoring, you know, lack of goals shouldn't be Arsenal's problem. You know, like I said, players got to take responsibility. But at the end of the day, you know, not one player is succeeding right now. So players have to take accountability. But at the same time, you have to attribute some of that to management. It can't be a coincidence. And when I couple that with the fact of we're still crossing to high heavens, you don't really know the profile of player you had. Or you have, so you're not playing to their strengths. There's no connecting. You know, we don't press together. We don't make movements. So again, a lot of this is tactics, man. That's it. They're forcing people to emotionally check out. It's got to the point where even me, I'm a hypocrite. I'm at the point where if Arsenal's making me vex, it's because of me now. Like Arsenal just making me crazy. We always said DG is a. I'm not gonna sit here and lie and say I can pronounce that word or I know that word, but big up yourself, Will, man. Big up yourself, Will, man. Thank you very much for backing me and articulating them things there. Wish I knew what that word meant, but big up yourself. Big up everybody. Please make sure you're hitting the like button. Come on, like C said. Come on, man. Please make sure you're hitting the like button. Not too sure that's the case, but fair play. Big up Leno. I have Ahmad, first and foremost, at the end of the day, we're still ranting about football. Very few things are more important than football. However, life is. Sad to see Gerard Houllier has sadly lost his life. You lot know, former Liverpool manager, hallmark of the game. He's won big stuff. He's touched a lot of players. Your mark in life is not what you achieve, it's the impact you leave to others. And you hear the way current managers and players and former players have spoken of him, and how when they've interacted with him, they've had nothing but admiration for Gerard Houllier. So RIP Gerard Houllier, hopefully you're there in heaven shouting tactics down to the teams and whatnot. So yeah, man, may God bless his soul, and condolences to his family. It's a shame, man. It really is a shame. Bro, Bellerin, I think it's just injuries and just simply stagnating, man. He just needs to keep it moving. Like, it's just, there's not, the thing is with football, yeah, this is what smacks up Arsenal. There's nothing wrong with it's not working out for a player, but it's Arsenal. I'm not saying you must discard a man, but it's only Arsenal. We keep moving. We can continue with players that aren't levels, Certain players might go, and there's nothing wrong with this. Certain man might go to a next club. Bellerin might leave Arsenal and go wherever, Can he play for SC Dons at this moment in time? Big up SC Dons, because I'm sure their right back is better. But, if he was to leave, the penny might drop and he might perform, and we might say, yo, what happened there? He might need that. The penny, he might be too comfortable. This relationship is toxic. He needs to leave. How many of you have been in jobs where, yeah, the people are cool. Yeah, the location is great. It's not zone 2. You save a little bit of money. You can leave at a good time and go pick up your kids and whatnot. So the work-life balance is cool. But there's been, you're not improving because you're comfortable. That is what Hector Bellerin is. I was prepared to give him one full season under Arteta because he has done some good, but I haven't seen the levels. I haven't. We like to persist with players that are not improving. Like, we need to cut man loose. How many times have we been over several young players, over several other players, people? We need to cut man loose when it's evident they're not levels. When it's evident. And that's it, man. We could have. He keeps sticking to it, and you're never gonna see an improvement if that happens, man. He tried, man. He tried, and I can't blame Usmanov. Go elsewhere, he got his wish. He wants to invest in a thing, and he's doing elsewhere. Big up you lot, man. Bro, the man management, because I say it right now, what player's gonna be genuinely upset if Arteta leaves? I'm not going to lie, based on the way Tierney speaks about him, I'd say Tierney, Gabriel as well. Not going to lie, Arteta, Aubameyang, apologies, they speak highly of him, but I don't think no one's going to miss him. And for me, that means they're not truly buying into your thing and what they're saying. I know they come out and say it, people, but I need to see it. What tells me as a fan how you think and where your mind's at and what you're looking at is how you perform. And I haven't seen one good performance this season. It's all been in the Europa League. Let's be real. Fair play United. We got 3 points. We played well. We can't deal with the opposition. They were poor. They had injuries, whatever. Yeah. Cool. You didn't score from open play, though. Win's a win. We're not going to clutch at straws. Cool. West Ham, you weren't good. Fulham, you scored hella goals. But again, discounted because it's Fulham. You ain't looked good past that. Haven't. Really haven't. Absolute mess. Absolute mess. Big up yourself, AM, man. Come on. Bro, Danny Ings. Bro, probably them some random 18, 17-year-old on Southampton's bench is about to announce himself to the footballing world on Wednesday. We give people careers. We turn people's form around. I can't lie. If I didn't have you guys, it would be even better, even worse, man. Because hella times I don't even want to be on YouTube, but it's like, I got a duty to you guys. Big up yourself, man, Alan, man. Big up yourself. I really appreciate you guys. Everyone's allowed their opinion. If man want Arteta out, they're allowed to say Arteta out. Like I said, regardless of the form, sentiment changes. If we look at it, there's still a lot of points to play, yeah? Tell me I'm lying. You are allowed to back Arteta. As if he's shown he's not the guy, as long as you've got balance, you can say, I'll back to Arteta. He's not levels, let's move. You're allowed to say Arteta out because he's not showing you a single fragment to say, yo, this manager right now, I'm the guy, as long as you say one day he might be able to prove somebody wrong, I'm in the fence, I don't think getting rid of him today proves anything. But if a yellow bar comes up, I'm going to say, cool, he's gone. But at the same time, my next question is forgetting Arteta. It's what happens now, because it doesn't really matter what manager comes in, because we're going to say this. And I'm not saying this to keep him or he should stay or whatever, but we're going to say the same things. We're going to say the same things, and it's not going to stop until we deal with the Kroenkes people and whatever. I'm aware I've just missed a super chat. No, I haven't. Bakuta, thank you very much for them $5. And sorry for missing it out, but you said we are so bad right now that I wouldn't even want to play Fulham. He needs to Hail Mary, play Balogun, Cedric, Smith Rowe, and Maitland-Niles. Even that, you could have dashed on a Maitland-Niles. You could have, well, earlier, you could have dashed on a Smith Rowe. You could have played an experienced Cedric. Arteta needs to play players that want to play for him. And if they don't want to play for him, wants to play for the football club. Because Balogun, he has, listen, forget, let's be a bit cynical now, yeah? Every time Balogun scores, he gets another 0. There's other teams interested in the young lad, right? There was already interest in him before the man even kicked a ball for this football club. Tell me I'm lying. He's going to want to play. I'm sure he wants to play for the fans. He wants to play for the club. He wants to do this and that. But there's enough reason for him to want to play for himself. You know, Smith Rowe, you want to make a meal of things here, cool. Cedric, again, when I look at your contract and your age, you could be comfortable. But again, play him. He wants to play. I'm sure he's not happy with not playing. Marie, same logic, but I don't know what's going on with Marie. Play players with a point to prove. So if first and foremost, you want to play players that back you, of course, and believe in you, but play players with a point to prove. Because what point has Willian got to make? For me, if I'm Willian, I'm 32. I want to show that, yo, this is why Chelsea begged me to stay. This is why I've won Premier League. He's just thinking, I got my guys here. I got my restaurant. My family's good. They stay in London. I'm playing week in, week out. This is the same manager that told me that he wanted me. I'm cool. Xhaka, I'm cool. You know, these men ain't got points to prove. You know, they don't play for the manager and they got points to prove. That's why he shouldn't be at the club. You know, it is what it is. And like he said, he keeps indulging these same players, and that's where you have to get at him. You know, you have to get at him. You have to get at him because he's picking them. If you pick Newman and another result happens, we're gonna sit here and say you're a genius, or we're gonna sit here and say, can you be surprised? I don't mind. Sack the entire squad. If your name's not Bukayo Saka, Thomas Partey, Gabriel, or Kieran Tierney, I don't give a crap about you. And my guy Aubameyang, I know he's not scoring, but he's my guy. Pardon me. I might like Pepe. Way too hot and cold. I don't even hate Bellerin. I think he's a decent right back, but you're not levels. Too hot and cold. David Luiz, apart from this nonsense, too hot and cold. Holding, I don't think you're the worst, but if there's offers that come in, I'm entertaining. You know, Pepe, very frustrating. You know, Lacazette, I like what he brings to the table, but, you know, he doesn't come to the table too often. It's crazy. Absolutely crazy. I would as well, but fans would have. I don't feel right in saying you should write off the season. I don't think we're getting top 4, but I don't feel right in accepting that we've ripped the season off in December because, yeah, we ain't got no goals of things. We should have the ambition to just want to win football matches. And subconsciously, if we give up on the league and say it's a write-off, do this and do that, we're going to take our foot off the gas even more, and it's going to get into more free flow. You know, we're in December. The season ends in May. We can't afford that mindset, that slacking mindset. We can't. You know, what we need to do is try and, you know, breed winners. We're not going to win trophies. You know what a winning mindset is. People can poke fun at Arsenal, but you know what a winning mindset is. That means you're trying because, again, every team we've lost to recently, their game plan, their management, their collective unit in the team, they've all been great. I can't take anything away from them. But at the same time, we've handed games to people, you know. Burnley never had to fight for these 3 points, you know. Spurs never had to fight for 3 points at their place. Wolves didn't have to fight. Leeds didn't have to fight. Villa didn't have to fight. It was all Leicester didn't have to fight. It was all down to if these guys could score goals or not. Unfortunately for us, the one team in Leeds didn't have their shooting boots on. It's crazy. Big up yourself, Cabby, man. He's not kicked on. He's not explosive. Injuries have took their toll. The mentality. And for me, I don't know Bellerin from no one. I don't know him from Jack down the street, but I have to question the mentality because you're not developing, you're not learning. And Bellerin is someone that reads books like me, certain books like, you know, the Think, Grow Rich and all of these things. So you have to have a growth mindset. You want to grow off the field. You want to be a competitor on and off the field. That, to me, if you're reading self-awareness books and I'm still seeing you make poor throw-ins, I'm still not seeing an evident improvement. This tells me you're not self-aware. Now, again, maybe if we could look at training and we could see the work they may or may not put in, we might look at them differently. But it is what it is. Big up my guy that he does. Also rid a one-game banned for AFC Edmonton. Real guy. You know, the guy needs Patrick Vieira, Edmonton's very own Patrick Vieira. He said, I hope this January window brings some effective change, not just players bought for name or ability, but actually performing in the position to help the team going forward. I hope so, my guy, as well. But if you was a betting man, we both know we ain't finna put money on that. Bro, this club will spank the 300 million. I hear you, but they'll spank it because the little money we have had to control, I'm not getting at these individuals. But have we got value for money from Willian, even though it was a free transfer? It's very expensive. We got Mkhitaryan on a free. He's thriving in Roma. We never had that Mkhitaryan. Lacazette's been a decent player, but 52 mil. Pepe, I feel, you know, we've been through Pepe at lengths. 72 odd million. You know, Granit Xhaka 30 odd. Mustafi 30 odd. Lucas Perez, who never, you know, it was a costly one bringing him, and then we had to palm him out and sell him and things. You know, how many signings have been quality additions? Off the top of my head, I think Tierney, Gabriel, Partey now. Trying to think back to what they, you know, I'd say Monreal was a shrewd addition. You know, I'm not trying to include like, you know, I'm saying past 2010, past that little, you know, the Van Persies and the Nasris and the Sesses and them sort of guys. There's not been too many signings that have banged at the Emirates. There's not, and there's no coincidence. Even Torreira, what happened there? You know, I think he was set up for failure, but what happened? What happened? You brought in Socrates. What happened? Short-term thinking, and now it's a long-term burn. It's crazy. Bro, Theo Walcott's probably licking his lips. Crazy. You do. Because the definition of insanity is doing the same thing again and again and hoping things changes. Gotta love you guys too. Please make sure you're hitting the like button, man. It's the same as Man United. Those players like Wally as a person. That's it. I don't even know if they like him. I don't know if they like Arteta. I don't know if he's charismatic and things. I don't know. If he's got charisma and things, I get it, but I don't know it. You know, he was a breath of fresh air, but it is what it is, man. Sam Cook has said, Saints fan here, the fact that Arsenal fans are calling to play Cedric really shows how bad it is. Hope your form improves as I like Arteta. I like Arteta as well, but he's got to like himself, and I like my football club more. You know, I don't rate Cedric more. Too tough. I think you lot were probably licking your lips that was giving you a loan fee for the individual. I don't think much of Cedric, but I'm of the belief that, you know, if you have a squad and certain men are not doing the job, play someone else and give them a chance. I don't rate Cedric. I don't have much faith in Cedric, but if Cedric is thrown in, he has my faith as an Arsenal player, and I just want to see guys rewarded. I've seen guys play half decent. I'm seeing certain men play poor. You know, whatever performance they're putting in, they're starting week in, week out. If you're not Messi and Neymar and them man there, that shouldn't be it. So that's why I don't mind Maitland-Niles or Cedric. Am I convinced with Maitland-Niles over 38 games at right back? Maybe, maybe not. Do I believe in Cedric over 38 games? Potentially not. But they haven't been given an opportunity. It's as simple as that. Big up yourself, though, man. I hope we do improve, but man, have to learn from their mistakes. Please make sure you're hitting the like button. Please make sure you're hitting the subscription button. Nobby, I think it's a bit different. I think he's being ruthless, but he's being ruthless to the wrong guys. like you can see. But like you said, I agree. He needs to drop out, sir, man. Let's be careful with the hate. I don't hate Granit Xhaka. I just hate what he's doing on the football field. I don't like his football, you know. Let's be careful with the word hate. You know, that's very strong, but these guys are repeat offenders, you know. You brought Xhaka back in from the wilderness, and Xhaka's done the same thing almost. I'm not going to say a year to the day, but a year to the day sort of thing. So you can't really complain. Bellerin is peaked, bro, long time ago. You like the food analogies. I like them as well, but I am getting quite hungry. Sia said, even if we had money, who are we buying to even make things better? It's crazy, man. You know, the peas is crazy. You know, Lion Child, please look after your blood pressure. It's not worth it, man. It's not worth it. Lloyd Jerry, big up Lloyd Jerry. I'll be honest, I've become emotionally detached for years now. Our fans don't surprise me. Our results, apologies, don't surprise me. We're a club with champagne expectations on Fanta Fruitis foundations. And damning statement from Lloyd, and I can't say anything more. A bunch of pretenders, bunch of lip service hiding behind previous lows. And for me, I must admit, I have started to wonder how much potential credit does Arteta have in the bank with those above him based on his FA Cup win and things like that. Bro, I feel sorry for myself as well, but blood in, blood out, man. Blood in, blood out is what it is, man. You can't bow out of this thing. We support the team. It is what it is. Big up everybody locked in. Please make sure you're hitting the like button, man. Bro, Fulham got a draw. I thought Fulham were done dirty because they should have had a pen, but why did Fulham get a point? Yeah, we can sit here and talk about Liverpool not taking chances and whatever, but they believed in themselves. You've actually seen Fulham lost, but they played better against City, and they got a result against Leicester. There's some belief there. They've said to themselves, okay, cool, we might go down, but we're fighting for Scott Parker. I'm fighting for myself, you know. Whether players are playing for their futures at the club, playing for the manager, or playing to interest other parties in the Premier League, man are trying to make something of it. Man are not trying to make something of Arsenal, man. You know, man are Tracks, I wish I had an answer for you. The same question we're all playing, man. Not too sure I'd back that. My guy, he's been injured, and the very minutes he's played, you can see the quality Thomas Partey has. Let's allow Partey. He's one of the decent, good players. I'm still furious as well. I'm not. It's acceptance. It's like it's just the nonsense that we come with. For me, if they didn't talk, I wouldn't have any problems. I just can't. I just can't get it. Like, I can't get it. Like, I don't like the lip service. I don't like the not learning from previous mistakes. I don't like the talking and not learning from previous mistakes. If you be easy, then it is what it is. But we're setting ourselves up for failures. Play the under 23. There's some under 23s I would like to play and some I wouldn't. He isn't gonna come out and slaughter him. But sometimes, for me, anyways, not that I know them, but it also feels that sometimes people say what's right, and some people actually just, provide what they actually feel. I wouldn't want to join this club, but at the end of the day, let's again keep it with balance. People might be questioning Partey's judgment, but there's got to be something tempting to join this club. Let's keep a bit of balance. I do share your opinion. If I was a half decent player, I'm trying to stay clear of Arsenal, unless I want to be a good player and just get to hide behind other men. Listen, I don't think you should play all the young players, but for me, I think at the very least, yeah, if Nelson's fit, you go with a Nelson. Potentially, if there's a creative role, you go with a Smith role, potentially. Either Maitland-Niles gets a chance in midfield or at right back. Obviously, Cedric is an experienced player, but he should get a look in. Just play players that ain't been given an opportunity, because the man them that you're giving consistent minutes to, they're not doing nothing with it. They're not doing nothing with it. Crazy, man. Bro, he loves them. Absolutely loves them. Big up everyone. Please make sure you're hitting the like button. Please make sure you're checking out the YouTube memberships. Please make sure you're doing the rest of it, man. I swear to you, I'm going to get on it, man. I've been too annoyed to read it. I've been reading another book. I swear to you, I'm going to review it. I promise you. Big up everybody in the comments, man. My last couple live streams, it's sad that it's been in circumstances like this, but I really appreciate the more engagement we've been getting, man. Jordan said, "Love from America. Is it Arteta or the board's fault?" Thank you very much for that. Two quid or $2, my guy. It means a lot. Both. The board haven't helped the man, but like I said at the start, the very things that Arteta can control, he's not done well. I don't see a DNA. I'm seeing inconsistencies with game management and player management. It's poor. Like my man said, it's been poor management skills and tactics. As well as poor players. It's just a terrible cocktail. Big up everybody that's tuned in as well. Please make sure you're subscribed on Twitch. Big up yourself, Guna. How do the players want to throw Arteta when they fully don't listen to his tactics? And this is it. At our football club, everybody wants a scapegoat. Like, listen, I've said it myself. I'm not scapegoating Xhaka, Bellerin, and William, but I've said them. Like I said at the start, that's 3 man out of 11 players, and not too many man out of these 25 show up 9 times out of 10. And obviously, I can get at these players, but they still need to fix up. They don't fully, and it's a scapegoat thing. Like I said, some men are uncomfy. Look at William. William might be sitting there saying, "Yeah, I hear that, Arteta, but I don't owe you nothing." The way you're playing right now, like my man said, with boring and predictable football, you might not last. You've given me a new 3-year deal. Safe. The next manager might try to palm me out. It's not gonna bang. Safe. This is the problem we're in now. This is the problem. Serious whammy, man. Big up everybody in the comments, man. Really appreciate you guys. 735. Can we get 735 likes? Come on, people. Don't do the guy dirty. Come on, we're at 522. Come, let's get that to 200. Let's get that to 700 at least, man. Come on, people. D, I know you're stressed out, man. I send some jollof rice to my yard, my guy, man. Arsenal's not even worth it. If I didn't have to do these live streams, if I didn't feel a duty to speak to you guys, I wouldn't even be doing it. I wouldn't even be doing it, man. And that's where he needs to be surrounded by proper people. That's where he needs to. Thank you very much for your praise, man. Thank you very much for your praise, man. Who's that? Tell him to contact the guy, man. I'd say, I wouldn't say I feel better, but it's acceptance. It's acceptance. The result, it is what it is now. I haven't got a sore throat. I lost my voice shouting for AFC Edmonton on the sidelines. But I'll be back. What's my prediction for Southampton? Live stream tomorrow around the same time, around 12 p.m. tomorrow, folks. But Arsenal lost, man. We can't, it's what it is. I can't say anything else, man. Like Raz says, money talks. And I think it's a thing where certain players in this team, they don't believe in the tactics and they don't believe in the management now. Because how many times, like at my team, how many of you have played for a team where you don't really rate certain players and it's jarring, I'm not being nasty, but we've all played football. Some man probably don't want it to go to Bellerin, probably don't want it to go to William, and you've got the tactics where you don't understand. You can see how players immediately won't be happy, man. Bench him for who? There is logic behind it, but bench him for who? You know, he's scoring in the wrong net. He's forgetting how to score. We did hear he scored. He scored the most times against Burnley. He's probably forgotten how to score in the right net. But it's what it is, man. Free the guys, like you said, Smith. Play players with a point to prove, man. Play the experienced players that are showing something, and play some young players with a point. Pardon me, with a point to prove. I big up Martinelli. I keep forgetting him. He's been out of sight, out of mind. But throw him into the list of the points I've been making. I mean, it's not that Pepe covered himself with any glory in his last Europa League game, but based on how he's played, listen, I'd rather go with the hot and cold unpredictability than the predictability of Willian, because I can get frustrated with Pepe. At least he's going to be a problem for the opposition. At least I can hook him. You know, at least he's going to try and stretch the team, and he's going to get in circumstances where he's going to be frustrating. But is what it is, you know. I would play him against Southampton, you know, him or Nelson or something else. You got to do something, man. Last year, Man United were 10 points below top 4. Bro, you know, and that's it. United put some consistency together. They start, you know, Bruno made the difference. They put some consistency together. Them and Chelsea took advantage of other teams messing up the top 4. But what did I say? Consistency. It doesn't matter how you got to get results. You know, United can have all their problems and say whatever. And maybe when you're winning all these away games, it clouds results. Not that United fans or people can't see Ollie's not good enough and whatnot. There's got to have been some belief within that group of players to see an end goal of getting top 4. These players don't have belief, you know. Boring sideways passes, extremely left-sided centric, no movement. Teams have found us out. Teams have found this out. I see it. I like Arteta, but I'm not having his playing style. I like him, but it don't mean he's my guy. Simple as that. Great comment, man. Big up yourselves, man. We lost our soul since we moved to this damn Tin Pot Stadium, man. Piece of crap. Big up everybody in the comments, man. I really appreciate you guys, man. I really appreciate you guys. What do you think of last season? Same old, really. When you say that, it gives you a lot to think about, but same old. I keep talking about something Tierney's had to say, so let me go and bring it up, man. But my guy, I think that was a fake one. You got done by a fake Ozu account, because I did see that. DG with some words of sense all the way throughout. Thank you very much for your praise, my guy. Let's actually, because I keep chatting about Kieran Tierney. Let's see what he's actually had to say. In fact, I'm doing that. I can actually look on my phone. And bearing in mind quickly as well before that, let's quickly briefly talk about some statistics, people. As usual, please make sure you're hitting the like button, smash the like button. I don't know where my banner went, but make sure you're hitting that. Like I said, it feels like every week I'm sitting here and speaking to you guys about this, but this is now Arsenal's worst start to a top flight season since 1974-75. You know, we had 3 red cards in the Premier League, 3 red cards in the Premier League for Xhaka, and 2 have been against Burnley. You know, we all remember how every week, every time we play a team now, we're seeing negative statistics. Southampton, we're going into the Southampton game. They haven't won since 1987. Arsenal have earned twice as many red cards as the next worst team in the Premier League since Mikel Arteta took over. So again, do we have to look at Mikel Arteta in relation to the lack of discipline? Because again, you know, I can't blame Mikel Arteta for Xhaka's brainlessness. I can't blame him for Pepe's. I'm pretty sure, you know, we've had Aubameyang and Eddie Nketiah's runs where they went to VAR as well. So I've probably named 4. I can't remember the last 2, probably Louise or something. But again, can we attribute that down to a lack of discipline, to a lack of maturity, to a lack of buying into the cause? I guess maybe we could look at that. This is Arsenal's worst start to a top flight season since 1974-75. How many of these players were even born then times? That's where the penny should drop. Not on the ages thing, but that's where the penny should drop. Some of you weren't alive them times there. You know, my maths is poor, but Mikel Arteta can't have been born them times there either. Like, bro, when were you born, brother? When were you born? 1982. You know, and none of them were about. I weren't about. I know there's some of you that were probably old enough. This is where it's alarm bells. Like I said, creating negative history. It's crazy, man. Big up yourself. What you said, you're an honest fan mixed with a bit of optimism and criticism. I just like to apply balance. Fans like those in AFTV are sick. So much negativity. Which team will feel like fighting if they are the loudest? Fans. Now I think fans are entitled to do what they want. Big up FT because they've bust me and whatnot at times in letting me on. But I hear you. I hear you. Some people do make it all about them and it does become a showman thing. Also, big up yourself, T, for becoming a YouTube member. I really appreciate you for doing that. Harry, again, no disrespect, not on the ages thing. I'm a 95 baby, but listen, Harry, if I listen, like I said, 1974, 75, if I hear that as a player, that's making me feel like crap. And like you said, man, big up yourself. You've been supporting this team more years than I've been alive. You've seen the team in the trenches. You've seen bare different things at this club. So for you to sit here and say this is the worst, upsetting. And I wish there was something I could say to make you feel better, but I can't. Sam has said, question for you, DG. It's been over a year now. Can you tell me what Arteta's playing style is? Hella crosses and negativity. I have to only comment on what I can see now, you know. What has Arteta brought to the club? Bro, man, I ain't got nothing for you. Ain't see he's brought an FA Cup, so there must have been some galvanization. I do think he is bringing some sort of fight, integrity. He has improved us a bit, but they're not glaringly obvious. You know, we don't look glaringly a better team than when he took over a year from now. We don't look significantly better in any aspect. So I can't, when you have comments like this, when you say, why should we keep Arteta? Like I said, I can't tell you anything to suggest that. I'm not sitting here to back it, you know? It's crazy. And I hear that with the Wenger players, but last year, man was saying, you know, Arteta's got a tune out of the Bellerins, the Mustafis, the Xhakas, the Aubameyans, the Lakas, and again, I'm not meaning the strikers involved in that, but just we can't then go and say that because Arteta's now the manager. He's not the head coach. He's now the manager. He's been allowed to run the rule over several players. I do think Mikel Arteta's been done extremely dirty in several aspects, people, in a sense of, you know, he's not been helped. He's not been brought in a creative man. He's not been allowed players to be moved on. But he reintegrated Mustafi. He brought back in Xhaka. He continues to play Xhaka. He continues to play Bellerin. He continues to play Willian. These are his things. You know? Crazy. And this is it. Big up Al Vincico. The coach is the teacher, needs to implement discipline into his students. So whatever happens on the pitch, you gotta wonder what it is. I mean, you gotta wonder what is taught off the pitch. Apologies, my reading is crazy. I need my glasses. But you're right. And again, I don't listen. When I see brainless decisions like Xhaka and Pepe, you know, 25 years of age, Xhaka is 28, shouldn't do it. So I don't think he should teach you these things. I think they've got bad habits. But again, I also agree. Big up yourselves as well, man. Big up yourselves. Big up yourselves. Big up yourselves, man. Come on, man. I really appreciate all of you guys, man. I really appreciate all of you guys, man. Thank you very much for tuning in. It's like I said, it's a shame that we're here in negative aspects. And I agree, Wayne, you know, it's extremely overstated. You know, just because you're a bit switched on now, it don't mean you're doing amazing, man. Bro, I've seen worse. Do you know what? That's why I don't think there's an excuse thing, because we've seen worse teams do dirt. We've had worse teams. I'm just tired of everything, really. Like, I'm just defeated, really. Bro, there's no disrespect. It's mid-table, but at the same time, it can play a lot better. That's it. We know it's mid-table. How many of these players can get into the top 4, top 16? If Aubameyang on form, again, he's not on form. I ain't got a leg to stand on with that. But Aubameyang, Gabriel, I think Partey, I think Martinelli and Saka, I think Tierney. That's it. Maybe a Leno. But when I look at all these other teams, is Leno getting into another top 6 club? Potentially not. That's them, man, there. And the statistics are all that matters, you know. 113. Crazy if that's true. Stallone, this is it for me as well. I don't think you should play all the kids because you need, you know, it's going to get long for them. But like you said, the experienced players aren't playing any different. And at least the young players will learn from mistakes. There's that youthful naivety. Dare I even say, you know, that naivety can come across as fearless, because to a degree, they know the fans aren't going to, young players know the fans aren't going to be onto them. They're not really in this. It's not their fault. They're almost naive. Like, of course, if they're training and playing for Arsenal, they know full well where we at. They know full well about the social media antics. They know full well where we are as a club. But when you're young, you're kind of oblivious to it. You know, we know that, you know, the Balligans, the Smith Rowes and all of these guys, they ain't played a major part in our poor form. You know, so they're oblivious to it. They're a bit fearless to it. And I think that's what we need as fans. We need a bit of hope, and we need players that want to stand up to be counted, you know, and it ties into this one. Big up yourself, Salon. You know, WD has said these men have no hunger, you know, no accountability for me, no honor. And for me, no loyalty, because nobody owes anyone in life. But if you're going to be loyal to someone, even these crap players, be loyal to Arteta. You know, give in a performance. You don't want to. You can't just turn on a man. Crazy. What do I think about Benfica? Well, it's a team in Arsenal that cannot score versus a team in Benfica that cannot defend. You know, I told you, look, and in true Arsenal fan fashion or DG fashion, it's probably happened now in the sense of I said I don't want a trip to Portugal because I'm scared of the away tie. I'm not too sure on, you know, COVID and things, but I'm always scared of an away tie, you know. And that's it. And also they've got Darwin Núñez, a young player, a powerhouse. He's not necessarily the most prolific so far, but he's a Uruguayan striker going places. He's a physical powerhouse, you know. I want to see you, you know, if you can't defend against Calvert-Lewin, you're not going to be able to defend against him. He's bigger than him. Like, that's what I think in relation to that game. You rap. There's a flow in your words and deliveries. Just found out about your channel and I like the way you talk about issues, but with sense. I really appreciate you. And, you know, I wanted to be a footballer. I wanted to be a rapper. I know I talk a lot and I talk quite fast and I've got unlimited engines in my lungs, but now I ain't no rapper, man. Big up everyone. Please make sure you're hitting the like button. There's 820 of you here, man. Come on now. Respect the thing. Hit the like button. It doesn't cost a thing. I'm seeing 614 likes. Big up all the concurrent viewers. Big up all the playbacks. Big up everybody there on Twitch. Somebody said, Ahmad, my guy, tuned in from Birmingham. You said you've seen Emmanuel Frimpong's comments. Yeah, he has. He's right, man. He'll do better than Xhaka, to be fair. But even then, when you was here at Frimpong, you was dead as well. You know? So it don't really mean nothing. DG can't run out of bars. At least you lot give me something to laugh about in the stresses. Georgia said, greetings from Beijing, bro. We stay up 3 a.m., 4 a.m. to watch these matches. Imagine that, bro. And this is why I get on to people who question if foreign fans, you know, really support a thing and all of this stuff, because it doesn't matter where you are in this world. It doesn't matter if you go to games, however you watch games. We all invest first and foremost emotionally. You know, that's more than money, because we can't, that we, you know, money comes and goes. We're blooding into this team. We can't get away from this. We love this team as much as it stresses us. And you know, like you said, you have to stay up till, because of the time difference, you're up till 3, 4. I'm pretty sure you've got a job. So I'd assume you're up at what, 6, 7, 8, whatever, to go work or whatever. And you can't get your time back. You know, I feel sorry for you lot. Sorry for you lot. I feel sorry for myself. I feel sorry for fans that physically pay to go in the stadiums. I feel sorry for the man that have to watch it on streams. I feel sorry for all the people that are watching Arsenal at work. I feel sorry for people like myself who have to keep rambling about Arsenal. I feel sorry for all you foreign fans. Ridiculous. They do, you know, it's serious, man. It's serious. Bro, he was dead. Let's be real. They're both dead, man. Let's keep it 100. They're both dead. You know, shout out to Frimpong was trying to do the rap thing before he even blew. You know, one little tackle and he didn't soft with the ladies, hard with the men. Man, come on, man. He's not serious, man. Big up Frimpong, but come on, man. Bro, this is it. You can't, you know, you've got to be a winner for yourself. When I hear stuff like Arteta's got these players motivated, it scares me. It scares me. Your manager should just give you that extra boost, that extra percentage. It shouldn't be that. It should not be that, you know. Bro, Arteta might not make it out the thingy, bro. He might not make it out this week. Ultimately, I don't think everything's his fault, but automatically, it falls to him, innit? I feel sorry for him because this is it. It's at the sword of the manager. And again, negative results. Can't see him making it past the weekend, man. Bro, be real. Frimpong was dead, man. I've seen crap players get man of the match. Joe Willock's got man of the match against Liverpool. No disrespect to Joe. Come on, man. Frimpong was dead. That couldn't be. Come on, man. What colour is London? I know what you're on about. Fair play to you, bro. Big up Frimpong for the clampers, but he was dead. Good player, good player. But anyways, you lot allow me to take you off task, people. Let's get into Tierney, man. Always come with my notes for you guys, and then we'll get into what Arteta's actually allegedly said. But Tierney has said Arsenal deserve to be booed off after being stunned. Sorry, people, I've got to actually make a mental note of this. Tierney. That's for you. If any of you ask why I'm writing that down, that's because I'm going to clip up these live streams and whatnot. And then for those of you that can't tune in and things like that, I'm going to look after you lot. Make sure you get the little bite-sized clips. Big up yourself, man. You know, big up yourself, Gloddy. We keep going, man. We keep trying to grow, man. Deadest midfield, bro. Deadest midfield. Remember when I, for AFC Everton, I got a little run out in midfield? I backed myself to do this thing now. But Tierney said we deserve to be booed after obviously we lost to Burnley. The man himself said, and again, for what it's worth, I believe he believes in him. But looking at it, we are not showing the manager what we can do and how much we believe in him. First statement, perfect. You're not. You can talk and give lip service before, after, and during the game, but in the game, show us. Tierney looked like someone that believes in the manager's thing. Gabriel did, and Saka. The other man didn't. You know, he said every game there are signs we are doing a bit better, but it's still not good enough. Tierney, I'm not too sure with the bit better bit, but I can't disagree. He said hard work is the only thing that can fix this. Nothing else for it. I would say hard work is one thing, Tierney, but I'd also say smart work because, you know, I don't think we're putting in the effort. I don't think we're putting in the hard yards. I don't think the players are doing their own little training. But at the same time, let's just say they are. Let's just say it's a thing where Arteta actually is saying everything we want from a tactical point of view, and the players are taking it on board. But for whatever reason, it's not happening. Then I have to get at first and foremost the communication channels, how he's channeling, how he's getting it through, and his communication, his ability. Because how you talk to people, how you get things through, is arguably more important than your tactics. You can have the waviest tactics, if you can't communicate them, people can't understand it. It's air. And second of all, you know, I have to say, you know, there's a saying, and I'm trying, next year, 2021 is working smart, not hard for me. I know I work hard, but what does working hard get you? Nobody's trying to be going day in, day out grafting for no reason, you know? So if we are grafting and working hard, do we need to start working smart? What we're doing potentially isn't working. We might go and think, yeah, we're putting in 200 crosses in training and, you know, it looks wavy and we're doing it on a match day, it's not working and we're unlucky. Switch it up. And the players should have concerns. Arteta should have doubts about himself. He should have doubts about his players. These are all healthy, you know. He isn't wrong. And like I said, working hard and working smart is the only thing that's going to get us out of this. But looking at the statistics, Arsenal have now lost 4 straight league games at home for the first time in 61 years. We've gone 12 hours and 32 top flight minutes without finding a net from open play. Didn't we score from open play against Wolves? I'm not too sure BBC are telling the truth. I'm not sure on that. We've got 4 wins and a draw after 12 games, which is our worst start to a top flight season once again since 1974-75. We've won 2 and drawn 3. You know, our tally of 10 goals after 12 games is our lowest since 1981-82. Again, the players need to fix up, but attacking shouldn't be a problem for Arsenal. That tells you it's with our problem and with Arsenal, with Arsenal's tactics. Also discipline. We've had 6 red cards since Mikel Arteta's taken charge. So again, you have to question his man management. And once again, for those that aren't listening and haven't been listening across this stream, I'll reiterate, apparently Football London has said that the fallout effect of leaving 2 influential figures in the dressing room has been felt, with the situation described as a slow trasp, which has indeed affected the mood of the squad and left an unsettled atmosphere around London. Coley, in relation to Socrates and Ozil's omissions, apparently there's some players have mentally clocked out. So when you hear players are mentally clocking out, you're hearing there's a leak, you're hearing there's, you know, you're seeing people's agents and family advisors talk. What does this tell you? That the cracks are appearing in the seams of this club. You know, people are talking. I don't like the snaky thing. I don't like the snitch thing. But this is what happens when man don't believe in something. And this is why it's so important to nip things in the bud, you know, because Arteta has probably, at the start, it looked like it was an M rating. You know, he's got these players on side. It looked like, cool, he's marginalized Ozil, but his thing is different. Now they're beginning to question you. And at least if they bought into your tactics, there's one reason. When you've got poor man management based on what we're seeing, when there's a lack of tactics, you know, when there's, you know, where the lip service that we're hearing off the field isn't being reflected on it, players are not going to ride for you. You know, they're not. And at the same time, again, I'm not forgiving players, as I've stated consistently throughout this live stream. They're getting away with murder. You know, players love hiding behind the gaffer. Like I said, players are damaged. You know, Arteta should have you know, I can mold the young ones. What if I'm the first one to give Maitland-Niles a proper run in the team at right back or in midfield? What if I bring through a Smith Rowe? What if I keep giving Balogun these little minutes? What if I do this and do that? Get on these young, impressionable players where you can chance it, because you just got to lose self-awareness. Some of these players have been managed under 3 man before you, if you include Lundberg, and done nonsense. So it's not making much sense at all, is it? Like, you got to nip things in the bud, man. You got to nip things in the bud, and this is it. This is it. You know, you can't disagree with that. 15th and lost 7 out of 8 is crazy, man. Big up yourselves, people. Big up yourself for tuning in each and every time. You know, I can't blame you, man. But YouTube tried to do us dirty, but we kept going. Big up yourself. Please make sure you keep spreading the word. Hit the like button. My guy, I'll make you a mod. Please, I know you're on Twitch. Please comment one of my videos at the end so I can copy and paste your URL and I'll make you a mod, which I've been trying to do. Bro, my Tottenham, you don't want to see my phone, boy. I got Tottenham, United, Chelsea, all my man them just linking up and getting at me. He said I'm tidy in midfield. For those of you that think I'm not a baller, pre the thing, I'm calm in midfield still. I'm a right back. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. But it is what it is. Well, right back, left back. I'm on this little Maitland Niles thing, man. How am I soft on the players, my guy? Like, I don't know when you've come into this live stream. All I've done is hit into these players, absolutely blasted them. You know, I've questioned them as men, not as footballers now. It's got to the point where I could talk about that, but I'm questioning them as men. If they ain't got no loyalty, they ain't got no commitment, they ain't got no desire, they ain't got nothing. Bro, I've said it, man. Stop giving the players. I've said the players are hiding behind the manager. What more do you want me to say, my guy? You want me to sit here and go effing this, effing that? I don't know if it is, but stop promoting them where they're not allowing me in the team. Bro, we have to see, man. Worry about Sociedad in the David Moyes derby. Bro, forget all this Wenger back, this Emre back, this other guy back. No, move forward, man. Move forward, my guy. Move forward. We have to move forward. We can't do none of that, man. Chaos, my guy. Absolute chaos. Absolute chaos. I do back the manager, but he's got to back himself, man. He's got to back himself. I don't know for fitness, but I'd back myself still. Bro, you have to question them as men, bro. You have to question. It gets to a point. I look at you, your integrity, you as a man, you as someone where's your integrity? Where's your morals at? Where's your moral compass? Where's your values? Football is one thing, but for me, when you're doing the same things, I have to question you. It gets beyond football at some point, man. I've said this already, bro. You know, it's either real. Ultimately, the job box with the players, and Arteta was spoken to high heavens when he won the FA Cup. He should have known these players, and he's playing these players, my guy. He's playing these players. How dare they try throw him under a bus, though? You're right, because if they were playing perfect and the tactics were letting us down, fair play. But that's not the thing. That's not the thing. You know, to be fair, Arteta, Sean Dyche, Chris Wilder, you know, these are managers with pressure on them, and they probably would be cut, man. You know, it's not there, but you know that name is Cloutful, man. Big up Dutty and the thing. Dermot, it comes out. Dermot just loves to make that announcement of saying, "People, hey, come, man." What else have we got? Bro, and the tactics are down to Arteta. Like you said, this is why it brings back to what I said initially to you, is that it's the players and Arteta. You can't just blast one and praise the other. You know, let's hear what the man himself, Granit Xhaka, what Arteta said yesterday, people. I'm so baffled. He said he's made a mistake on the red card, Xhaka's red card. He said he's made a mistake. Clearly, the way the game was going, the dominance that we had, it was a game that we had to win. And with 10 men, it makes it much more difficult. You give the opponent a chance and you end up losing. Now, for me, I'd have to question our heart. Now, what I'm about to say, with a pinch of salt, we're nowhere near Liverpool. As players, as individuals, as a football club, as how they developed. But you look at Klopp, for all as great as Liverpool are, and they cut up teams, and I know statistically they're up there for points being dropped this year and clean sheets in a negative aspect. I think they've clawed back since Klopp's been there, I believe 85 points from losing positions. How many have we done that under Arteta? How many historically under the last couple of managers? You know, so that's been a problem for the managers, but also there's been no heart in this thing. There's been no heart. We don't, you know, how you respond to adversity is how you play. We're not proactive. You know, how many of you have played football? I say it every Sunday when I play, when we go a goal down. How many of you have never been a goal down? Why the heads drop? I see heads drop when we go a goal down. You need to be able to respond to adversity. We can't, you know. We can't, and that's down to the players, but also Arteta. And it just sounds like, you know, you're focusing on the red card. And I'm not gonna lie, Arteta, I don't advocate bashing players, and I know the game is gonna become about Granit Xhaka in the same way Leeds became about Pepe, even though there's many variables. But at the same time, it does feel you're a bit blasé in relation to Xhaka. But when it was Pepe, you was hanging him out to dry. To be fair, he did say more comments on Xhaka. but it is what it is. And the next comment annoys me because I keep hearing Arteta say, yeah, whenever we lose, he's like, yeah, I want to play quickly to get out of our system. He said, on having another game on Wednesday, he said, absolutely, I prefer to play in 72 hours. The players are hurting. Thank you so much to the fans because I think they were tremendous behind the team with the support that they were giving and knowing how difficult it has been for us in this competition in recent weeks. I think they react like that because they see the team, how much they try and how much they go about it, how much passion they put into the game with no limitations. I don't know what game you're talking about, man. I don't know what game you're talking about. It comes like you're just watching the FA Cup run over and over again. When asked on rotating in the Premier League, he said, well, we have shaken things up in other games and sometimes it has worked and sometimes it hasn't. Now, Arteta, that's rocket science. I mean, it's not rocket science. We know it hasn't. That's how football works. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. It's worked in the Europa League, play certain other players. It's not worked in the league because you've been playing duds and these duds have been doing duddery. You play duds, you put your faith in duds, they do you dirty. Simple as that. It's as simple as that. And that's it. Xhaka has to hold his hands up for that red card, but you can't just sit here and just blame him and just bash him and focus on that. Like I said, it's a squad game. Bro, the Arsenal don't even deserve me to wear the shirt. I purposely say I'm wearing my own thing now. I'm not wearing the Arsenal shirt, boy. Like, how much it cost me an arm and a leg for all three of them. And all the other and the limited edition one. Imagine I was so close to buying the Adidas Originals thing. I said, forget that. You must be on a trolling thing. Good comment, though. Forget about it, though. Forget about it. You're right, man. These comments are wild, bro. And this is what antagonizes me because it's not accepting accountability. Never enough. Bro, I don't know what he meant about dominance. Never. Why can't we as a football club just be honest and say we weren't good enough? Why can't we just say that we weren't good enough? It wasn't good enough. We played poor. We always try to focus on red cards or VAR incidences or players. We like to make other things the talking points when they should be part of the conversation, not the main topic. It's crazy. Absolutely crazy. I wouldn't mind that because who's showing us anything in midfield? Wouldn't mind that at all. So he said, I picked the team that gives us the best possibility to win the game. So he means Xhaka, Willian, and Bellerin. He said it himself there. Has he not said it there, people? He said it there. He said he picks the team. Obviously, he's not going to say the honest, but if he believes Bellerin is his best right back, despite the fact that he was blasting Bellerin and questioning his attacking play and saying we need people to go more forward. If he's, if he believes Willian, despite the facts don't lie, we're not seeing anything. And what Xhaka's been doing, Arteta's opened himself up to blame. That's Arteta said, bro. He said them players there give us the best chance of winning. It's as simple as that. It's crazy. He said that. No one else has said that but him. Big up yourself, B. Campbell. You said, come Jan till May, Arteta, a new manager, has to pick 25 players plus under 23 to play the season out. The rest can train at home or move on. Big up yourself for that 5. I really appreciate that, my guy. You sound like you ain't got time for none of this. Bro, psychological, trust me, it's a Mazzoline, man. Mario, we're getting on that sooner than you think, man. You lot were begging me to drop the memberships, and the memberships is only few and beyond. There's not many of you. So I don't want you lot to gas me about the t-shirt, but it's coming like only 5 people will cop the t-shirt, man. Thank you very much, Cham. Bro, bare non-negotiables, man. When it's just looking like man are picking favourites, it's looking like Williams playing because he's giving Arteta and his wife, free meals at his restaurant. Bellerin must have the hookup or something because Bellerin's his boy and his best man. I don't know what Xhaka's doing, but is what it is. And that's also that, man. There's also that as well. Big up yourself, Yim, as well, because you've been saying some things as well. And that's the thing, you can't be just making VAR and red cards and all these things as the talking points. It gets long. On the Europa League or rewarding Europa League players in relation to playing in the Premier League, he said, I don't know. I will tell you the same thing. I pick the players who, in my opinion, give us the best chance to perform and the players on the bench who can do that too. Some of the ones that you mentioned, they've been with us a very short time because of injury or different situations. It's not the players who have established themselves in the first team, but I understand that when you lose, you have to try and pick somebody else. Bro, you should have been learning that from the last game. What are you on about? He was then asked on whether he feels let down by Xhaka. He said yes, but honestly, I think it was unacceptable to do that action, and the players are in that moment that they are willing to do more and fight more and show how committed they are to be alive in the game. That on this occasion, Granit has overstepped the line. Again, I saw no such luxuries afforded to Pepe. It's another action with Mo that I haven't seen. but it looks similar. We cannot make those mistakes because they're the wrong approach to what we're trying to do. Personally, I don't know why we didn't even get the build-up in the build-up play that led to their goal. I don't know why they weren't given a penalty. Like, his players are concerned with the wrong thing, and this just tells me you're sour. You got Xhaka being sent off, and then they pushing his hands up in other people. Forget all of that. Why didn't Xhaka just say, all right, cool, say nothing, and then give him one? I know he's on a yellow card, but make sure you win the ball and give him one. Make sure he feels, you clamp someone, you take the ball and you do that little, you make sure you take their legs, just do him. Or say to your teammates, yo, I can't do him, but next person that gets near him, leave something on him for me. Do it. Be smart with this thing. We're not smart. And again, I always talk about street smarts as a footballer. We haven't got street smart footballers. We haven't got, in a defensive aspect, we haven't got players that say, oh, I see an opposition midfielder running, I should track him back. Or let me tuck in that space. Or let me make this run so Aubameyang's free. We haven't got people that will figure things out for themselves. As much as I like Arteta to a degree, and I think he needs question marks, we need people that can figure things out, man. They've got to be able to figure it out. Or we need a manager that can provoke players to figure things out. The best managers are the best teachers. I don't know if Arteta can say that right now. He was then asked on whether he's worried that players have lost focus and panicking, and he said, no, I wouldn't say they're panicking. Again, it's my opinion. I can see in training as well that they try and put the energy in. It's the same today. A team that is struggling like this, we don't normally see play the way that they did today. What are you talking about, And with the way they played against Spurs, the leaders, but again, we lost the game. We gave the opponent a chance and they scored. And it's about winning football matches. And again, this sounds incredibly accurate. So why this could have been said for every defeat we've experienced? Why are we not learning? Do we like sitting here and just sitting here and saying this? It's crazy, people. It's absolutely crazy. He's then asked on whether he'll make changes for the Southampton game, which he has to. I don't think it's a blessing that players are out, but Xhaka and Bellerin, with Bellerin suspension for getting too many yellow cards and Xhaka are now out of the team, it's a blessing in disguise because now he's forced to do that. He's forced to make a change. Now we're going to see what Arteta really is on. Apologies, people. I thought that cut out. Now we're going to see what Arteta really is on, because it could be a thing where, which I hope was, apologies. Gwen was, no, he weren't, in the defensive aspect. I don't think he was. But now we're going to see it, because let's just say let's just say Maitland-Niles comes in at centre mid and Cedric comes in as well. And they play blinders and we get our first victory in God knows how many years now. You can't drop them for the Everton game, but he might, Again, it's a straight red card, so I'm not too it's a straight red card for Xhaka, so I don't know when he's back. But Bellerin, you'd imagine he's back for the Everton game, so you can't just throw him out. I want these men to be out of sight, out of mind. With the exception of Willian, who didn't get himself suspended. Certain man back to what I wanted to see is competition. So if you're not, away from them, look, I don't think you should just drop a man. He plays good this week, you should play him. He plays crap this week, drop him. But if you're showing problems, if you're showing problems and you keep playing poor, I want to see you go back to the queue. I want to see you get behind in the pecking order. Other people should get chances. Thank you very much, and big up the members. Please make sure you're checking out the memberships. He's out for Chelsea. He'll probably be back for then. Some of these players are not intelligent enough as footballers, of course, because they're not working things out on their own. And I've been saying this. Those of you know, I always give the example. Remember Chelsea last season at the Emirates when we fucked it up, pardon my language, in the last 15 minutes. That is on the players, When asked on the game, he said, yeah, well, we have 3 big games this week and we'll see how everybody is. We have some suspensions. We have some injuries that we picked up last week, maybe today as well. We'll see who's available for Wednesday. It's another really disappointing performance because of the way we performed, the way we completely dominated the game, the chances we created. Brother, half an hour, you created 7 shots. You had 7 shots or something like that. 1 on target, a bunch of crosses. How many times did you force Pope to put it over the thing? We like having possession. Arteta's problem is he thinks possession for the sake of possession means anything, and that's concerning because he was at Man City, where you've all seen the documentaries where Pep said, we pass to disrupt the opposition. I don't get that. You're not disrupting the opposition 5-yard sideways passes with a lack of movement. You're not. It's not making sense. You're having the more shots, you're having dominate, you're putting in a bunch of crosses, you're having all these passes, you're having all this possession, but you're not doing what matters, and that's actually testing the goalkeeper and scoring goals. So again, we're doing something wrong. Like, we didn't completely dominate the game. We didn't. What dominated where? What? Because Burnley they weren't presenting us with heart in mouth moments apart from the 14th minute. Crazy. You know, they had 0 shots on target, but instead we lose the game. And that's how football is, you know. Would you want Burnley to come in the same way when you play Liverpool and you play City? You don't go and try play them off the pot. That's not your skill set. The way Arsenal are playing, Burnley probably could play us off the pot. But you can't expect Burnley to come in toe to toe and try play football. That's not their strengths. You as a manager, you have to adapt to your players and focus on what you can do. They focused on what they could do. They knew that we all knew set pieces. This is where it could come from. And unfortunately, you know, they didn't score, but they knew it would come from a set piece. You look at our marking for that set piece. Zonal thing's poor. This is why I like people on the post. You know, Bellerin is marking Wood, which again is an Arteta thing, because I go back to the Spurs game last year. Toby Alderweireld is being marked by Kieran Tierney. What the fuck is going on? You know, and even that Wood is on the keeper. How many of you have played Sunday League? You know, push the guy. If you got your keeper and that strike is making him a nuisance, move him from there. Get yourself in the middle, because that's exactly what happens. You disrupt the keeper. Keeper's a myth now. Street smart. That was street smart from Burnley. You think you think Sean Dyche gives a crap about possession and you dominated? Like you said against Spurs and them teams there. They all got 3 points. Burnley's season can keep going. You can just moan and it sounds like sour grapes. And he also said, as you could see, you cannot fault what the players are trying to do and how much they are willing. Yes, you can, because only a couple players I see. Gabriel is playing more defense splitting passes than the midfielders. You know, Tierney's trying to go more forward and I'm seeing Tierney on the ball in the attacking half more than other men. Some of that is down to the players to fix up, but it's also down to the poorness of your tactics. Talking nonsense, man. You can fault them. I don't know why you're saving them. I don't attribute digging them out, but you know, something's got to change, because you're defending them for what reason? You know, what reason? Because they're not gonna miss you. What player gonna miss you? He also said, and probably it's that they are willing that Xhaka did what he did. I'm extremely disappointed. Obviously, Burnley made us pay. It's our mistake. In the Premier League, you have to win the game. It's not a question. It's not a doubt. You have to go and win the game. That's it. And also, what the hell is said at halftime? Because like I said on my live stream, at halftime, if I'm Burnley, I'm saying, yo, it's 0-0. You know, whatever we say, Arsenal have huffed and puffed, ain't done nothing. It's 0-0. Let's go win this. And time again, you've seen us lose the game at halftime now. The only time we've looked positive after halftime was against Sheffield United, which battle of the relegation fodder. You know, that 3-pointer, which could turn out to be a 6-pointer, might have done us some good. Crazy people, absolute crazy. Like I said, fundamentally, the players are poor. The ownership has got no direction at this football club. But what Arteta can control, he's not controlling well enough. You know, tactics, system, it's not there. Ultimately, he's keeping faith in crap players who have no sense of self-awareness or loyalty or have no pride. And like I said earlier, simply have a fetish for failure. This is why we're in this cocktail. You know, I look at people like Cedric, like Nelson, like Maitland, like Balogun, like Ozil, people that would all want to play with a point to prove because they're not there. Saliba as well, without a doubt. Like I said at the start, why am I seeing Gabriel and Tierney reflect what this club's meant to be about? You know, if any, when I look at a captain, I think of Tony Adams. Them look more like Tony Adams. Xhaka should be the Tony Adams here. You know, Mustafi, again, I'm not getting at you because you're not relevant, but historically, you flattered to deceive. I'm painting the picture. Aubameyang, you don't have to shout, but lead by example. You know, when things are going wrong, we need to see you in the trenches. I don't see you in the trenches. Not enough people are down for the nitty gritty. You know, you don't want to fight. Show and fight everywhere else, but where it matters, people. I shouldn't see Tierney and Gabriel. No one, they were only been here 5 minutes. I shouldn't see a young 19-year-old Saka only been in the team 2 seconds, reflecting what Arsenal should mean to you a lot more, people. And obviously, on the topic of Saliba, I'm not too sure if you guys don't know. It's been a lot of a Twitter storm in the sense of Saliba's caught a lot of flame based on Guendouzi's latest Instagram post. Obviously, when he scored, Saliba obviously commented, pardon me. And bear in mind, these are 3 players that aren't really, you could say, that aren't seeing well with Arteta. Saliba put the fire emojis under the caption on Instagram. Pepe said, "This is your problem. You comment on everything." Saliba said, "Haha, I'm sending well messages to the brother that was locked up like me." Guendouzi said, "We are together, bro." So again, make of that what you will. And again, I can't. It's a bit of immaturity from individuals, and you don't want to see it. Again, we could be making more of it than that actually is. But again, this is where you're losing it. This is where it's being lost. This is where it's being lost, people. And against Southampton, only God knows what we're gonna do, people. You know, big up yourself for being Albanian. Not sure what your nationality has to do with Mustafi, apart from obviously being your fellow countryman or he's of descent. But I wouldn't think it's a massive panic, but I just think it was poor. I just think it was poor recruitment, you know. And to be fair, we were there saying Mustafi he's meant to be this leader and all these things. And to a degree, he was for a sec, but it's a madness. Had enough, brother. Enough. Enough is enough. When I have enough is when there's no pride in performance. That's when I have enough. You know, and we're very right-hand centric as well, which is obviously why we find ourselves where we're at. So we're at an open book, and I heard Arteta was help. You know, at City, didn't you hear Arteta was skilled in finding weaknesses in the opposition? Was an opposition scout. So with that, if you can find problems in an opponent, surely you should be able to find weaknesses in yourself. Surely. So you should know I'm very right-hand centric. Our passing is very passive. It's not making sense. Big up yourself, Liam. Well, I love Arsenal too, but big up yourself, Liam, as well, for becoming a YouTube member. I appreciate that. I really appreciate that. Thank you very much, man. Thank you very much for joining the DG Nation on a full-time basis. And like you said, Coach Carp, it just shows how weak mentally the players are. And like I was saying, in relation to Arteta, if I heard you scout the opposition, you should be able to look at your team from an opponent's point of view and saying, if I'm Arsenal, how do I get at them? Set pieces, you know, on the transition, you lock down their left-hand side. All right. You know, their right-hand side ain't got much to it. You know, William might put a little cross in. Bellerin's not on it. You know, you should be able to go against it, people. You know, that's it. Because I'd rather get rid of certain players and the ownership and give Arteta another chance, even though I think, you know, it's going in a way that he needs to keep it moving. But we need to just put all our energy into getting that thingy, because there's going to be a next man. It's Emre, it's been Wenger, it's been Arteta. It's going to be next guys. It's always going to be next guys. Always. Please make sure you're hitting the like button, people. Please make sure you're hitting the like button. We're at 771, so I've got the 700. Can we get to 800, people? Come on, man. I know we can. I know you guys got this. We've been going for almost 2 hours. Big up everybody locked into this thing right now. It really means a lot. Moving forward, what are you guys saying? Let me try and find some statistics for you guys, man. If there's any statistics and things like that where you lot could see, man. Let's see what you lot are on, man. Pick up Curtis, yeah, he is. Curtis had enough still, as I saw in one of you lot's comments. What else are we on about, man? Trying to find some statistics for you guys, people. Let's go through the mad thing, man. Arsenal played 16 matches. Well, if you care about the Benfica game, if you care about Benfica, you know, Arsenal played 16 matches in European competition against Portuguese teams, winning 7, drawing 5, and losing 4 of those games. That must have been against Porto. It must have been against Porto. Must have, you know. Hector Bellerin has picked up as many yellow cards as he's made foul throws this season. This is Arsenal's worst start to a top flight season since 1974-75. You know, Southampton, as I said on Wednesday, they haven't won a game. Who we play on Wednesday, haven't won a game against us in the league since 1987. Arsenal managed more shots last night against Burnley than against any other side, any other opponent in the Premier League under Mikel Arteta, which was 18. Crazy, man. Arsenal have never lost 5 consecutive games in a row. And also the damning statistic I wanted to bring up to you guys. Leicester, prior to winning this season at our place, hadn't won since 1973. Wolves the same since 1979. As I just said, Burnley since 1974. Now, could also since 1987, Southampton go and put that. And if you're Southampton, you know, this is the thing. This is the thing. When you keep losing, you know, when you keep losing, people look at you as a soft touch more so than you already are. But Southampton are probably going, yo, lads, we're playing well. Let's go and get 3 points against Arsenal. Let's go and shut them up. Let's go and play well. Let's go and do what we need to do. Like I said against Spurs, if I was Spurs, I would have been saying, yo, we got 4 points off Manchester City and Chelsea. Let's go and get 3 points off Arsenal. Leeds, let's go and put our run together. Burnley, let's go and put our run together. Leicester, let's fix up the rest of them. And if I'm Southampton, I'm considering all those things and saying, yo, listen, yeah, Arsenal are playing at home, but let's go and start quickly. Let's go and capitalize on their nerves. We score 1 goal. We know they struggle to get in the game. Let's get in behind them. Let's ask questions, you know. They failed to deal with crosses early. They failed to deal with set pieces. They failed to deal with aerial threats. Well, we've scored the most goals. We're up there for scoring the most goals from set pieces. Let's go and take advantage of that. You know, they've got Ward-Prowse who can spin a ball on a sixpence, you know. crazy ass individual. They're up there in a sense of scoring most goals from outside the area. You give these men opportunities to shoot, they will score. You know, it's crazy. It's absolute crazy, absolute madness. The definition of insanity is doing the same things again and again. And like I said, Southampton are probably relishing playing there, man. It's crazy, man. It's absolutely crazy, man. And that's it. That's what Arsenal is. Anyone can just roll in, fam. Like I said yesterday, it's everyone's had one of them unruly friends. Them unruly friends where you can just roll in their yard at any time, stay as long as you want. Mum's not really going to say anything. People might be there smoking or something, and people are moving a bit mad and whatnot. It's just an unruly house. Like, that's what Arsenal is. It's just come here and do what you want. There's no manners to it, you know. People don't need to leave in a certain time. It's crazy. Absolutely crazy. Big up everybody that's locked in, man. Everybody that's locked in. Bro, it could be that, but it's about, we wouldn't be talking about it. To be honest, the people that were there in the team, they were good enough to do something there, you know. What are my thoughts on Paulo Marie? Think he lacks a bit of pace. He looks all right, but I don't know his true level, man. You know, and this is it. This is it. Arteta put faith in players with a track record of shegging and was on. That's it, bro. That's it. Facts. What's this? I was on Turkish channel, but they all talk about Arteta out, but they say the players are good. I'm not too sure on that, but big up Curtis, man. I don't know what he's saying over in his thing, but big up Curtis. Big up the 600 odd people in here. I'm really appreciative of you guys. You know, amazing stream, DG. Thank you very much for your praise. It really means a lot. Please make sure you're hitting the like button, people. Get a couple questions in. Let's get a couple questions in before I keep it moving. We've been here for touching almost 2 hours. You know, if he's saying Arteta out, I can't blame him based on what I'm seeing. You know, shout out, guys. Crazy. It's absolutely crazy what we're dealing with at this football club, man. Hi, yeah. What are you lot saying? Please make sure you're hitting the like button, man. It's been a great live. I really appreciate you guys, man. 12 dislikes. Must be 12 Arsenal footballers or 12 haters, but they can't stop the thing. Let's keep going, man. Big up yourself, Alex. Your analysis is always spot on. Thank you very much. I try, man. Speak about Brendan. I don't know what that is. Apologies. I don't know who that is, but you said speak about Brendan Rodgers. Where's your comment? Speak about Brendan Rodgers. I like him. I think people gas a bit of him because I think when Leicester struggle, no one speaks of it. But at least with him, he's got a clear system. You know, he's got his team playing his reflection. Wouldn't mind him at all, really and truly. I would listen. I'm not gonna lie. I know Allegri plays negative football, but I can't lie. If we're not talking about the new little young managers and the man you just said here, I would like Allegri. I wouldn't mind him. I know the football might be negative, but he's someone that screams excellence. He's not going to accept things. Do you think Fulham will stay up if they keep playing like that? If they keep taking the positives, yeah. But I personally think it's a job too far for Fulham. I think West Brom are gone. Personally, Fulham could beat the drop. Previously, I thought Fulham, West Brom, probably Sheffield United based on current form. But who knows, man? I would love Burnley to go down. With all respect to Burnley fans, I'm not going to lie to you. Do you think Kroenke might sell? Maybe if the club keeps failing, not that I want it to, but maybe if the club keeps failing, then yeah, because that's the only place that matters, his wallet. But as long as the Premier League is still attractive, as long as Arsenal are still bringing out these Adidas kits and still riding off credit of 2 decades of however many years ago when we was winning stuff, you know, we get to ride off that. So he'd be picking bank. And obviously he's looking at it as, you know, this is a thing where I'm using it as collateral for my other things, man. It's crazy, man. Come on, people. Come on. Let's try and get 1K likes before the thing's done, man. Come on, man. Let's see what we can do. I'm almost approaching 2 hours in the booth with you guys, man. 800 likes and counting. Come on, man. There's 200 more of you that can do this thing. And that's where I get on to Mikel Arteta about the lack of creativity, my guy. You know, that's where I have to get at him because we've not been brought in a man. Cool, we can blame him. We can blame the up top, but he's not brought in a man. You've not tried to, you know, if you're not going to use Ozil, cool. Use Smith Rowe, use Willian, or find another solution. I've not seen any of these things to suggest anything. And even if he got a new man or played any of these, there's still a lack of movement. We're going to sign a creative midfielder and think, yo, God's answered our prayers, and we're going to be confused the same thing is happening because there's still a lack of movement. How much time do we see Mesut Ozil? With all due respect to Ozil, how much time Ozil had the ball and he's playing well and there's no movement? The same things are going to happen. And this is it, Ashley. Southampton are licking their lips at us, Reed Boy. They know what going on. They know we're gone. They know it's a pumping us thing. They're relishing it. They know we're little boys in this thing. It's like when AFC Edmonton play teams like, what's that team? Is it Oak Hill and Grange Park and all them losing teams there? Like, you just know you're gonna smack them. I wish I had a clue. I wish I had a clue, man. I wish I had a clue. A clue, man. To be fair, it wouldn't even. I don't know. I'd have to sit there and think about it. But at the same time, it don't matter who's there as long as the man's at the top. Because once again, we're gonna keep saying the same things. We're gonna keep saying the same thing, bro. Am I lying, fam? Am I lying, cuz? Am I lying? You know, bro. It's written in the stars. Hopefully, it doesn't happen. We got 1-1 for plugging the YouTube memberships. Check them out, people. Check them out. Oh, I just want to see a system, man. Just want to see a system. Don't see it. Why doesn't he drive into the bro? Because he's a dud. Like, because he's a dud. That's it. Because he's a dud and he's being enabled to do his nonsense, man. I'm not gonna cap. I didn't. I hated it. I'm hating it now. I hated it then, and I will hate it again. Bro, he might have to eat humble pie and bring Ozil back into the side, man. Just because maybe bringing in Ozil back into the team, he might help you win a couple more players on side. You know, this is where I thought it was dumb. At least Ozil's got a year left. You don't have to use him, but don't marginalize him like that because players are going to pick up on this. This is where, once again, Mikel Arteta has showed his inexperience. You know, you could have kept Ozil, you know, could have just not used him, done the little thing he was doing before, and he could have bowed out. Crazy. Absolutely crazy. How can I have predictions? I'm going to say 3-0 Southampton based on our play. They're going to slaughter us. Hope to be wrong. Hope to sit here and have you lot clip up these videos and say, DG, you're tweaking. What you want about? I don't think that's going to happen, man. Don't think that's going to happen, man. Yo, DG, I had to check my playback speed. That's how I know DG is feeling this pain. He's saying they're just flowing out, man. Just flowing out, man. Big up the members. Big up yourself, Claudius, man. Come on, follow and share. Big up the Twitch gang. Do you think the players are trying to force Mikel Arteta out? No, and I've never agreed with. I never agree with that when players are downing tools and they're playing poor on purpose because of the manager. I see the logic behind it, but I think it's poor. I think it's poor, man. It's poor for me, man. I really appreciate that, my guy. I really appreciate that. I've already spoken about that. And Lewis, this is cold but true, man. Cold but true. Absolute nothing but cold, harsh, hard hitting facts there, my guy. You know, I don't know why it's not allowing me to. I'm trying to see if is there anything to do with Arsenal, people? You know, we've spoken about the Benfica stuff. Is there anything to speak about in relation to Arsenal? Are we missing out anything? Is there anything new? Is there any transfer nonsense and whatnot? Heard Aouar was going to PSG. We'll probably speak about that tomorrow, but it is what it is. You know, we let Martinez go, and Martinez looks like a mistake. We don't know what we're going to do with Saliba, pardon me. It's just... And I just wonder, are players having it out? Like, are they having it out? Because I just want to... Like, are they having it out? It's crazy, man. Like, it's crazy. Like, it's... Only God knows how we move from here, man. Come on, man. Come on. I'm there, my guy. You might have to go to the back and go start again. This has been a long ass live stream. I'm never gonna lie to you. Like, I planned on being here for an hour, but Arsenal stressed out the guy, man. Bro, the Invincibles, you know, funny enough, bro, I do think the Invincibles loved Arsenal, yeah. I do think the Invincibles loved Arsenal for what it's worth, yeah. I do think they did. But let's be honest, you know, Thierry Henry was always linked with moves away every week. Those of you that are older than me, Patrick Vieira was always linked with moves to United and Madrid and wants to sign a new deal. You know, they don't come from Arsenal. They're not from North London. They're not worth forever. They're not blood in, blood out. But they bought into this club. They bought into the winning mentality. They're all winners in their own aspect, you know. That's the difference, you know. They all had personal pride before you talk about the football club. Them man there don't have the players we have now, don't have it. Let's be real. Bro, how many footballers probably love the football club? Like, it's all PR. Like, no footballers probably love their football club, and they shouldn't. It's a business. You're doing a job, but at least play like you do. It's crazy, man. Come on, big up all DG Nation. Ahmad, leave me alone. Any more verbal, you're losing that moderator thing, my guy. Moving mad. Once again, Wayne Kelly, you're right. R.I.P. Gerard Houllier. You know, gonna miss him. R.I.P. Hopefully his family get the strength and things that they need at this time. It's crazy, man. Deluded. I just wanted to ask, when in the world will our fan base? I guess you're trying to say it's not the manager, it's the board and the players. Bro, it's everything. It's everything. I agree with you. Board need to go. People at the top need to go, man. Bro, Ahmad's kicking man down, bro. Them man there, you just moving mad. Calm down, bro. You man, bro. Bro, do you know, don't feel sorry for man, because I take the rough with the smooth, bro. It is what it is, man. Like, but it is what it is. Nah, it's all banter, man. I know that I get a lot of that. Like, you look like in bantering and running joke and whatnot, but you see that I'm stressed out. It is what it is, man. It is what it is. It's Arsenal, but the only thing is not down to you lot, fam. That's what football is. Big up all of DG Nation, though, because one thing I rate about you lot, especially the other fans, you know, you can have your laugh and jokes, but we can talk football, we can banter, and everyone in general, you lot know me, I'm not as serious as you lot make out, but we've got to be serious, bro. Signing Arrow will not solve our problems. No single player is going to solve our problems, man. You have still. You know, I've been ribbing you and digging you for deep, like eating you up for deep. But you see why I don't rate you? Because when my team lose, I'm still frontline. I'm out here. You're all dashing off and saying, "Watch when I catch you." You're coming back with your boys, man. We're seeing Rico here and bare other United fans onto me. But as he said, let's get this to 800. Please, can we get 1,000 people? If everybody hits the like on their way in and everybody hits the like on their way out, they can do what they need to do. You know, pause, of course. You know, we don't need them funny man thing there. I wish I knew what that meant, but whatever it is, I hope they get you through it, and I hope you can do something else, man. John has said, at least you are smiling today. Think you need some Bayesian sunshine. I do, man. I really do, man. I miss Barbados with all my heart. Equally, I miss Jamaica as well. Anywhere would be better than here, man. Would I enjoy waking up at early times and watching Arsenal and streaming abroad in defeat? Potentially not. Apologies, I've kicked the screen. I have heard that. Apparently, you know, Saliba wants to go on loan to an English team. In fact, that's something I forgot to speak about in relation to Saliba. I've copied and pasted it courtesy of The Athletic. David Ornstein has reported it, people. I say I've screenshotted it. I 100% did. Apparently, people, he said, William Saliba wants to stay in the UK with a January loan, which could first and foremost be a good thing for Saliba, because like I said, you know, less question marks. If he gets a Prem loan, we can see, okay, he's good at this, he's good at that. We can't say, but he needs the Prem and this and that. What they might have said if he went to France or went to the Championship. That's actually another thing. Is he going to go to the Championship? I don't advocate not going to the Championship. There's a lot of lessons for that young man to learn in the Championship. Like I've said, you know, there's a lot of street smart strikers, you know. Imagine getting to play against, I would like him to go to Brentford because of how they play, but imagine getting to play against Adam Armstrong, Ivan Toney, these strikers that are in form sort of thing, you know. If I had my choice, you know, I would like him to go to the Premier League anyway. I think Fulham would be good for him. He'd be close to London, you know. Bielik, I guess, West Brom, he's in a dogfight sort of thing. Why not send him somewhere like there? You know, Sheffield United, he'd play well. Not that they're playing well, but again, a defensive system. Chris Wilder could help him develop defensively for all they're in. The problem is Chris Wilder ain't got time to develop players because his job is on the line, sort of thing. If it's Norwich would be a good option in my opinion. I would not mind for him. You know, he could go to the Brightons and things like that. I wouldn't actually mind him going to Watford. You know, they're in the Championship. They train next door to us. You can keep it because it appears to me off the field we need to look after Donny the most. The article itself said, of the many issues faced by Arsenal during their dismal start to the Premier League season, few have perplexed supporters more than Saliba's complete lack of first team action. You see how the reporters rub out Arsenal? That hurt me saying that. Saliba was signed from boyhood club St Etienne. Oh, stop giving me this dodgy charger, just bringing up the Trust Computer stuff. Saliba was signed from boyhood club St Etienne in 2019 for 27 million. As you lot know, he was returned. You know, I'm going to just skip to the relevant parts. But that season was disrupted by injuries, football COVID-19 shutdown, and a family bereavement, meaning he arrived in London last summer without the intended preparation. He has found a different head coach in Mikel Arteta to the one who he was in charge when he joined. But, you know, hearing the way Arteta was speaking about this individual before he joined was a different story. And apparently, apparently went on to say, obviously, as you lot know, that was always risking bringing additional complications to the relationship. Apparently, he was deemed not ready for selection in the early weeks of the campaign. Saliba was given permission in the final days of the transfer window to make another loan move, and there were options in the UK and abroad. Now, we've all heard Arteta is saying he wants to keep him and he's looking better and stuff. At the end of the day, there must be something not allowing you to play him. I don't mind him going out on loan because fans, they gas up players and then kill them by the same energy. But at the same time, this is someone that he might have a sense of loyalty to you. Of course, we might lose games, but he might say, cool, when I was my family stuff and I needed to play, you played me. He might give you what I'm saying you lack from the Xhakas, from the Williams, etc. He might give you that. That could be a reason. He's a young, impressionable man you can make your mark on. And when they ride for you sort of thing. Ride or die sort of stuff. And, again, for me, we've mismanaged Saliba. It's been reactive. If you know he's not ready, get that loan spell sorted first and foremost in the window. You tried to send him back to St. Etienne. You tried to do up championship. You've even done Germany. This doesn't give for someone. If I'm bought for 27 million, you say I'm going to be your next centre half for a decade, and you don't even know the short, medium, and long-term development steps according to what you deem necessary for me. I'm going to start having question marks. I don't believe rumours that his time here is done and stuff. I don't think Mikel Arteta rates him really, but I do think Mikel's probably right in that you can't just throw these men in. So yeah, people, as you lot know, it didn't work out. He couldn't complete the paperwork, and there is rumours that he'll go there as well. As you lot know, the situation got worse when he was left out of the Europa League team. Saliba is still yet to make a senior appearance, and despite Arteta citing massive improvements, the centre-back selection chances are further hampered by situations beyond his control. As you lot know, we've got a heavy fixture schedule, and currently you've got Callum. I'd argue you've got, and like this said, you've got Callum Chambers and Marie, and I'd probably even throw in Mustafi all ahead of him in the pecking order. You've also got Socrates, who probably would be leaned upon more, if anything. Socrates is another marginalised man that you've seen playing for the 23s. Saliba's hope should obviously improve next season as David Luiz, Mustafi, and Socrates are coming to the end of their contracts. Arteta confirmed last week that a fresh loan is being discussed for January, and the Athletic understands Saliba's preference would be to stay within the UK, which may speed up his adaptation over the final 6 months of the campaign. Failing that, there are a number of possibilities in France. There have been no indication from Arsenal that they would consider selling the 19-year-old to Conte. They remain optimistic he will fulfill the potential, convinced to recruit him, and hopefully, because he hasn't played. But again, I'd like to wonder what's changed in Saliba's thinking, because I would, apparently he wanted to go to St. Etienne, and there probably is a lot of interest from France. I don't begrudge him for wanting to go back there, but what's changed now? Because, you hear he was on going back to St. Etienne, and now he wants to stay in the UK. What has changed in his thinking? Is it, I feel I can adapt more here? I think I'm ready here now. Have I got over the numerous rumored personal issues from bereavement to failing to settle now? Do I feel more comfortable? Is it a London club, which I think could help? You could go to Palace, you go Watford, you could go Fulham. We've got a good relationship with obviously taking Chambers off us. And again, if it's a championship thing, Brentford and Watford would be the first choice targets. For what it's worth, I would say Premier League loan first, France, championship, if you're asking me to rank it. Obviously, German, if he could, is another thing as well. Big up all the mods as well. Aye, man. And I thought I never made none of you mods. Come on, the mods are there, man. Rafa Benitez. There's going to be a lot of rumors and talk coming out, we're probably going to hear transfer talk, manager talk, bust up talk. As I said at the time, in relation to when we lost that game, it's easy to write things about Arsenal now. 885 likes, people. Can we get that up to 1K? Come on, people. It doesn't cost a thing to get that up. Come on. That's it. The player's got to be blamed as well, man. Please don't spam. I agree with that. I do agree with that. The board are thingy as well, man. Please do not spam. Please calm down. Please calm. Big up the mods for being active, man. Still in his job because I believe they believe in him. Where would you lot send Saliba, man? I've just said it. For me, first choice anywhere in the Premier League, Can we send him to a Premier League team? If it's Fulham would be the first choice. Obviously, there are some other Championship Premier League teams. Based on the way we're playing, he should probably play here. If he is going to the Championship, Watford and Brentford, as stated. But if he can't get a Premier League, I'd like him to go to the Germany or France, man. Don't hit like on the way out, it will reduce the numbers. What does that mean? That's sad, if that's true. First and foremost, accountability. Everyone, everyone's got to concede they've played a part to this madness, and they've just got to improve by that, man. That's the until we accept what's happened and take accountability, can't do anything. Leeds would be good for Saliba, but again, I'm not trying to send him to Leeds to play a bag of 23s games and all of those things like what happened with Eddie and Ketty. Or let's go send him somewhere where it's obvious we can get, man. Only me doing the work, DG man's there. Hey, thank you, my guy. Real N'Golo Kante in the building, man. Maybe, man. Maybe, John. Who knows, man? We're close to 900 likes. Can we get that up, people? Can we get that up? Can we get that up? You can't increase. You can't like twice. You can't like twice. I'm not saying like twice. I'm saying if you haven't hit the like button now, hit the like button on the way out, man. So with Sir Brian. Sir Brian, I ain't seen you for a minute. I see you commenting on other channels. I see everything, man. You've been doing DG Day, but big up yourself, man. Well, yeah. At least some people are switched on. Big up yourself. Do you know when Partey will be back? I wish I did. I don't, unfortunately. Tired of watching Arsenal. When do you jump? But don't have a clue, man. Don't have a clue, bruv. Don't have a clue. Even someone said sending Saliba to Southampton. I've missed that comment, but that would be good. Are we at 900? Don't gas me. Don't gas me. Are we at 900? We're not at 900. Oh, hey, we're at 908. Can we get that to 1K, man? Come on. I know not all of you have hit that like button. It doesn't cost a thing, man. Every like means I more likely to be in somebody's recommended, which just like you lot, you will find, just like how you lot had to find me, other people have to find, man. Big up yourself, Sky to Rush. I respect that. 909. Let's get that to a K, man. That'll be my first K on a video, I think, really, or K from a live stream. Not really, because for me, the Allegris, the Carlo Ancelottis, all of these credible managers, I think they'll listen to Arsenal. But why would you want to put your reputation on the line when you're not going to be backed and you're going to have to do this nonsense, man? This nonsense. Probably will be. It's the London thing. And like Ahmad said, if you haven't hit the like button, hit that, man. Hit that like button, man. Somebody's asked me a decent little question. Fulham fan Matteo said, who do you rate as good enough in your side? Aubameyang, let's be real. I know his form is dead and he has to hold all the banter, but I think he's a good guy. I think Leno's all right to progress with. I think if the team was fixed up in the way I'd like it to be, I might be looking at Leno's position, but I think there's definitely more problems than Leno and deeper problems than Leno. So I'd say Aubameyang and Leno just. Tierney, Gabriel, Saka, Martinelli. I'm missing someone else out, man. Tierney, Gabriel, Martinelli, Partey, Saka, Aubameyang, Leno. I like Pepe. I think I could use Pepe. I think I'd have it if I was manager. I'd have a use for Pepe. I'd have a use for El Nene. I'd have a use for Lacazette. I'd have a use for Eddie. But I just don't think that. Obviously, I'll keep the Haaland. Haaland will get chances, but I don't think the rest are levels. They're the only ones I'll be saying. Regardless of any manager, they're the ones I think should be staying. I think the others are hot and cold. But he is a bit of a problem, but it isn't a thing. It isn't. I think there's more problems than him. I do rate Nagelsmann, but I think he's one of them people just rate for the sake of rating. I think he needs to show a bit more. He needs to show me that he can play with that. There's a system that I can say when there's better players, it is what it is. Bro, you haven't been very active on Twitter. Yes, I have. Someone's telling you lies. I've just been here, man. Bro, simple as that, man. Come on. That's it. Just air it. But that's what they're gonna do. They're gonna rattle us. Because that's why they do it. Because they know mentally Arsenal are not switched on. It did, man. It did. But he's got a soldier. It's simple as that, man. You're right, man. Xhaka has a better future in WWE. Whoever said that? get Guendouzi back. I hope he comes back. I would like to see Torreira back in the team, and I would trade you that. I like Vestergaard, and he's a centre half. You know, we need to keep tabs on from set pieces on Wednesday. So yeah, man. Not gonna lie, people. Oh, we got another question. Do you think Martinelli? I hope he's a regular. I would give him regular game time because again, he's gonna learn from it, people. He's gonna learn from it. Simple as that. Big up everybody for tuning into these 2 hours and 13 minutes. I'm not gonna lie, it's been a ridiculously long one. I appreciate all of you guys. Please make sure if you haven't hit the like button, you hit the like button so we can obviously push the brand. I'll be back again around a similar time, 12 p.m. or something like that tomorrow. I know YouTube. Also, if I say 12 p.m., don't hold me to that. I'm aiming for that time. Please make sure you're paying attention on my community tab and all my other socials. I'll give you the word in real time. Yeah, I think I should be on Who Is His channel later. That's a little exclusive for you at 6 p.m. if everything goes to plan. So there's that. Check out the rest of the content. Please make sure you hit the like button, help a brother out. I've really enjoyed speaking with you guys. But for now, DG, I'm out, man. And God bless you as well. I really appreciate that, Jonathan. Tom, I see you, my guy. Really appreciate you guys, man. I really appreciate you guys, man. Thank you very much for tuning in. Please hit the like button on your way out. Hopefully, I've given you some decent content in a bit, my guys.